I don't. Hey, you know what? Hey, listen. You never know. You have to consult the administrators.
Hey, yeah, somebody's gotta submit it. You gotta submit that as a what do you call it? A candidate.
Yeah. You have to talk to them guys at the White Murderers Room.
Did you catch that, Charlie Brown?
No.
I was joking with EJ. I said, so if Venice beats my dude, does that get him into the White Murderers Row?
Most probably.
That's hilarious, man.
Win-win situation for White Murderers Row.
You figured it out. You figured it out, Charlie Brown. Now we know why they picked Van.
Let's go back to Amir Khan, though, man. His resume is. I don't know what them lot was.
His resume. Who said he has a better resume? Who said?
No. I'm saying in general. I'm saying I know he hasn't got much of a chin, and all those things, but his resume, man, is better than a lot of American fighters.
Yeah. He took a lot more. He took a lot more risks than a lot of modern fighters. I'd even argue. I've argued that before about him. It's got him knocked out, but that's what I mean. That's part of what comes with it.
Resume's tight.
At least Khan, as I was always told, he tried to try. You know what I mean? Even if he didn't succeed, he tried.
Yes. And that's and then the day that's what it comes to. I've got him beating up that bum. I don't care what that full record. I don't know. I don't got no words.
I'll do it. We can't have a clean sweep. I'll pick the bum. I say he's gonna have 12 rounds to tag that chin. And I seen that kickboxer. I seen that kickboxer making him do the snake.
You get the boss.
No, I'm not done. I seen the kickboxer make him do the stanky leg. That was before Canelo destroyed what was left of his chin.
Hey, PMC, go ahead, PMC, because you haven't talked to him.
I want Mr. Doc, man.
Oh, God, I'm not the only one. Okay.
You don't get no support.
No.
You don't get no applause for that. Where's the buzzer? Give him the buzzer, man. Nah, what are you talking about, PMC? What's going on there, PMC? Why you picking a Greco? Go ahead.
Well, Khan ain't been active, man. You know what I'm saying? He looking chubby and stuff like that. He got a lot going on. He ain't been focused on boxing for a long time, man. You know what I'm saying? His mind is everywhere else but boxing and stuff like that. That's why he's been getting knocked out. That's why his defense hasn't improved and everything. You know, he hasn't had a good win for a long time, man. And even against the so-called, contenders, top contenders. Even the ones he won, even the fights he won, he been looking shaky, man. He just been getting by, So I'm going for the Greco,
Wow, that's pretty deep, man. Hey, man, listen. And the thing about boxing, you never know. Like, I ain't gonna lie. You make some really good points. He definitely been looking shaky. And if there's gonna be an upset, why not? Why not, man? You know that I can see that happening. We've got. I think we made our prediction on the Broner and Vargas, right? That's this Saturday as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Saturday.
All right, so let's do that again because I know we made it early in the week. I was wondering if anyone ever might change their opinion. What's everyone think? Anyone changing their opinion?
I'm leaning towards Vargas because of McCallum in his corner.
Yeah, well, how's that going to change? Because McCallum may fight.
Yeah, I got to find something to pick between them. I don't trust either one. I feel like Vargas should have about 4 losses, man. He got as many gifts as Danny gift.
Yeah. All right. So
and Broner, is Broner. So it's like,
all right, cool. There you go, straight. I'm going. Right, bro. Listen, I'm a sucker, man. I'm going with Broner. Man.
So to explain, EJ, the reason I say I sum it up with McCallum is because I had to find something to tip it one way or the other, and he's the thing that tipped it for me one way or the other. I was indecisive, and then I heard that, and I'm like, okay, that gives me something to go on.
That's all right. Lopez.
Yeah.
Who you got, Broner or Thingy Boy?
JV, man. I got Vargas. Junior varsity all day long, man.
Junior varsity.
Adrian Broner is a problem into itself. It ain't easy to pick against. It ain't hard to pick against him, I should say. It's always the right thing to do. He might throw 30 punches. He might throw 33 punches around. He might drop that down to 30 or 22 or something like that. You never know.
You sound like a straight.
Hold on. I'm going to predict this is the last time you see Adrian Broner headline a fight. They can't do it no more after this. Not a card like this. Not at least until 2020. He's not getting another.
You sound like a straight hater, man. You sound like a straight hater. Blah, like, I never. What do you mean? What do you mean?
I'll say this. Just to maybe if he means Broner makes it easy for to pick against him. I don't think anyone could argue with that.
When you get to a certain level, you're supposed to pick against him. And Jesse Vargas is probably like a ring above that level that you're supposed to pick against Adrian Broner against, and it just is what it is.
I'm just not quite so sure. I think I rate Jesse Vargas just a little bit less than you do, maybe, and that's why I had a little tougher time with it. Not that I'm not knocking your view. I'm just comparing.
Like Broner's got skills as well, bro. Like Jesse be cheating. You ain't even looking at what Jesse been doing. Jesse been cheating guys for the longest, getting in decisions.
You get that newfound power. That newfound power. That's the other thing. You got that newfound power.
Yeah, Jesse Vargas is not Mikey Garcia.
Come on, how you think Broner?
Jesse Vargas now.
I mean, I ain't neither one of them failed, but how you think Broner make weight? Shit, come on, man. I don't know who the cheater is.
Broner always been knocking people out. He didn't go from Broner didn't go from 40% knockouts to suddenly flattening people out and almost killing Tim Bradley with one punch.
Straight hating, man. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyone else? Who ain't done a prediction? Anyone on the prediction on the Broner? Or I done everyone?
Yo, man, I got Broner, man. I'm rolling with him. If Jesse Vargas stands in front of him and try to outbox him, then Broner's got a chance. Jesse Vargas is gonna have to move around and use the jab, stay disciplined. I don't think he can do that, but I think that's the only way he can move. I think that's the only way he can win if he moves and stay light on his feet and just stay out of range of what's his name, Broner. I mean, that's the blueprint. But if you stand right in front of him and let him box and try to outbox him, and then you give him a chance, that's what he needs. He needs you to stand right in front of him.
I have to concede. I can only be but so confident. The last time I picked against Broner on the basis of the coach, it was that Khabib guy because of JDJ, and Broner beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, but Khabib stood right in front of him. You know what I'm saying? And they were going.
Jesse will do that as well. Yeah, Jesse. That's how Jesse fights. Jesse standing right in front of people, man.
I got Broner, man. I got Broner,
man. Too much length. Too much.
Go ahead, Charlie.
Go ahead, Charlie. Yeah.
Broner does have skills. Not the best. I don't know whether he's A level, B level, what level he is, but he is more skillful than Jesse Vargas. Jesse Vargas, I think people are a bit gassed because Mikey Garcia beat Broner. Mikey Garcia and Jesse Vargas are two different fighters. Totally. Two different specimens, man. You know what I mean? Mikey Garcia can box. Jesse Vargas doesn't really have a high enough work rate. For me, he just does a lot of things wrong. I know he's got McCallum with him. He's mentored by Mike McCallum. So that is one thing to factor in. You know what I mean? His mind will be more on the job than Broner's will be. Broner's beefing online and that, but Broner's does have the good enough natural attributes and all of that to be able to hang with Vargas. I got Broner stopping Vargas, man. Probably around 8 or 9. Yeah, man.
90.
A bit like Khabib, huh? You reckon, Charlie Brown?
Nah, better than that.
Yo, Natty.
You're going to do it better, yeah. Okay.
Natty, unmute yourself, Natty. You're on mute. I put you on mute because you was getting the feedback call. You're truck driving. Go ahead, Natty.
Yeah, shut the blood clot, man. Anyway.
What are you going blood clot on my hangout? Look, one time, kick you off. Go ahead. I sound like Chuck.
You could never get kicked out of your hangout. You're mad. Anyway.
Basketball. And it sound like you was in the truck going, boss. But go ahead now. Go ahead, Natty. Tell us who you got.
Yeah, man. I told you off the air. I'm gonna tell you right now. I can't bet on Broner no more, man.
Oh shit.
I can't do it.
Oh shit.
I can't do it.
I can't do that.
He has to. This is my thing. Adrian Broner has to show me that he's serious. He has to put together a string of victories for me to get behind. I know he has the skills. I know he has ability. I know he's naturally athletic and gifted. But if you cannot let that shit translate on the night of the fight, who gives a fuck? So I have Vargas out hustling Adrian Broner. And until Adrian Broner shows me something different, I'm going to continue to pick against Adrian Broner from now on.
I don't expect anybody to go for Broner, but I'm going for him because I'm just being logical.
Like my last pick was Mikey Garcia. I picked Broner over Garcia, and that was it.
Garcia over Broner, though. I picked Garcia over Broner, but I'm picking Broner over Vargas. Vargas is not in the league of Mikey Garcia.
It don't matter. Jeff Horn was not in the league of Pacquiao. See what happened there.
But he roughed him up though, Natty.
Vargas would beat the shit out of Mikey Garcia's, man. I'm calling it. Vargas will put hands on him. He's been a
triangle theory. You can't play no triangle theories. Come on now, little place.
And you know what? Low play sounds crazy, right? Because he's putting Vargas and Mikey Garcia in the same sentence. He sounds mad crazy, don't he?
He's saying Vargas is better than Garcia.
Hold on, he sounds crazy as shit.
Did he really say that?
But listen to it. Listen to what he's saying though. Those guys are not in the same weight class, and the way even though Mikey Garcia won that fight against Lipinets, the way he looked, I don't see him being effective at 47 at all. He looked too small for 40. So I don't see him effective at 47.
Yeah,
he's going back down to weight.
He dropped that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But a fight with Vargas would happen at 47 or higher. So you got to take that into consideration.
Yeah, you're comparing a lightweight to a welterweight, to your point.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess it is. I don't know where Beats and the rest of them is, and Dan's gone in. But I ain't gonna tell you, bro. Like it's gonna be a very interesting week. Within the UK got Donaire on Box Nation, and we have the Greco fight on Sky. And then obviously later on, you got the Broner fight. I mean, let's talk about it. Which fight is a must-watch fight out of them 3 fights that you do or die will have to watch? I want to hear.
I'm going to watch Charlo. I'm going to watch Charlo, man. I have to see how good he really is against Centennial Jr. That's the fight I'm really watching out for. And Tank Davis and Quaya.
Yeah. Them two.
Yeah.
That everyone tells me that's a sleeper, and there are people I trust, so I have to agree with the Quayar, the Tank Quayar.
Anyone else?
I want to watch Amir Khan because I want him to get knocked out, and I think I might get my wish.
Hey, Umar's been lucky with Amir Khan. Every time you get Amir Khan, Umar's been cashing in on Amir Khan's chin. Been making that money.
It's easy money, man. It's easy money.
I'm definitely interested in seeing what Gervonta Davis can do with Quayar, and I want to see what the in the ring for a while, and I kind of want to see the car crash that is Amir Khan. What does he have left in the tank?
That's different shows, though. That's what I'm gonna say. Do or die. We'll show you.
I know. But
he was perfect for us, bro, because the Amir Khan card's on at 5:30 on ESPN, so we ain't gonna miss shit.
Right. So I get to see them all.
Well, the Frampton fight is gonna be a bit early though, so at least we got.
And out of all the fights of the weekend, I'm not really interested in the Broner fight that much.
Really? All right,
yeah, I prefer the undercard fights.
Which fight? No, but the thing is, with Charlo and Tank, they gonna win that. They gonna win the fight. I think. All right, let's talk about which fight you think will be fight of the night. Nonito Donaire, Frampton, Broner, Chris Vargas. Which fight out of all them fights will be fight of the night? Because there's quite a lot.
Tank and Quayar.
Yeah, I agree. Taking Cuellar, and I think
Gonna be
Cuellar
explosive as long as it lasts.
Yeah, Cuellar has a very good chance of knocking Tank Davis out. Just as much as Tank Davis has to knocking him out. Hell yeah, Cuellar's a puncher, man.
A lot of people are saying Cuellar's got a chance, man. Now I would have said he got a chance, even.
Yeah, he has a puncher's chance, but he's chinny.
Yeah,
he's very chinny, and he's
got
slow.
Knocked out. Yeah, he's got knocked out. He's got knocked out a couple times.
Wow.
But he can punch.
But he can punch like all these other Argentinians. He can really punch.
Yeah, that's
and he can box a little bit.
That could steal the show.
And he can box a little bit. What makes me know that this fight is going to be exciting? He can box a little bit, but as soon as he gets punched, he wants to get into a scrap, and something's going to land.
Well, that's a good way. Listen, I don't know, man. I was thinking Broner and Vargas probably steal it, or maybe I think Frampton getting upset by Nonito
Donaire. You think Nonito can turn back the clock?
Hey, now let me give you a prediction on that. Everyone's picked thing so far. Everyone's picked thing, bro. Nonito, who you got?
Man, I'm just picking Nonito for old time's sake. I don't rate Frampton. Frampton's trash to me, man.
Why you sound like you was gonna pick Frampton this day? You gonna turn back the clock? You was going like
because I the way you was talking, I was like, oh, you think Nonito's gonna turn back the clock? I think he can. I think he can.
Everyone thinks he can because he's been going against better. He's been finding better position, and Frampton's been more or less been picked by Wiggins to face the beat. But it's perfect timing for Frampton. But Frampton ain't been looking good. If Frampton's gonna look good, he gonna look good. You know the thing is, he's got a reach advantage, but they're about the same height.
Yeah, they're about the same height.
Yeah, but thing is, got a wicked left hook, man. His left hook is second to none. When that catches you, you're listen. I don't care who you are. Nicholas Waters. They all felt it. They all felt it. You know, it's a shame that Nonito Donaire didn't face Lomachenko. It's a shame that fight never happened. It would have been a very good fight. But, you know, well, Tank, Charlo, I ain't really covered them fights too much because I'm thinking to myself, they're just gonna be layups. Like they're supposed to win them fights. It's not like a 50-50, is it? Are they fights?
And Tank is gonna get him a regular belt. A regular WBA belt behind that.
Yeah. Champ Ross, Cellar is a deep water. It's deep waters. Exactly, man. Versus Davis. That's what I'm saying. I ain't give them guys much of a chance. Nah, not at all, mate.
Only a puncher's chance. Only a puncher's chance. He can crack, man. He can crack.
Yeah. Competitiveness wise, logically, the Broner Vargas fight should be the most competitive.
Most competitive, yep. Just based on the size, I don't know if that catch weight is gonna affect the fight or not.
I don't think so. Vargas fought a lot at 140.
Yeah, but that was
it wasn't too long ago,
though, man.
What, 2 years?
Is it only 2 years when he won that WBA title against the Russian dude?
Well, I'm just thinking. Well, I don't know about that fight, but I'm just trying to think the last time he fought down there.
But that's the last time he fought. When he won the title, he never even defended it.
Okay, if he hasn't fought since Khabib, then it might be 3 years. Yeah. Okay, you might. Yeah, you might be right. You might be right. But
I don't think he even defended that belt.
And he was a bit. He was tall for 140.
Yeah, he's a big dude. But he ain't taller than that dude that fought in Minneapolis the other night. And I almost went to that fight, but it was snowing, fam.
Somebody was telling me. Was it a peep? Was it
a Sebastian's?
Is it a super middle or a super welterweight? There was like somebody was telling me there was like
he was 47.
Yeah, he's 6'6". 6'6".
Short arms.
Yeah. That's what they were telling me. I was like, holy crap!
Like, what the hell, man? That's a freak of nature. What is that?
Yeah, me and Charlie was talking about it.
That's taller than Paul Williams, man. That's crazy.
Yep.
And Paul Williams was a freak of nature at welterweight.
Yeah, but at least Williams was kind of thick. You know what I'm saying? But how are you so small?
Yeah.
Maga, yo, he's like, and he's about as tall as Klitschko or some shit. He's what, 6'6", 6'7"?
Yeah, I know. Paul Williams.
6'6".
Yeah, Paul Williams at welterweight. He looked like Gumby.
Yeah, Paul Williams was probably like 6'1" or 6'2", right?
And he looked like Gumby at welterweight. He was, you know what I mean, tall, skinny guy.
Yeah.
When he was making 147.
But this dude is like Matumbo.
That's the thing about Hurd. Hurd's not like skinny. He's like, you know what I mean? He's still these thick arms and everything. It's like, how the hell does he make weight like that? Crazy.
My man was lighting Hurd up, man, but Hurd is a resilient dude, man. I gotta give him his credit.
Yeah. I heard your take on that one there, Natty, man. What's your take on that Hurd guy?
I think Hurd deserved the victory. I think he is a slight edge. Maybe I think the knockdown gave it to him. I think it was a close fight though. I think Hurd deserved the victory though, man. But he was early on. He was getting lit up. Lara was doing that number on him, man. And I told you, man. You fight the right fight against Lara. Lara's gonna be exciting.
Hey,
but if you don't,
I was telling everybody the same thing, Daddy. I said it's gonna be.
If you're hesitant, Lara ain't gonna work too hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Natty, what happened to Gilmore? What happened to Gilmore, the Jamaican guy?
Gilmore did good. What are you talking about?
Did he get knocked out? Did he get stopped in that fight?
No, he went the distance.
He went the distance.
No,
yeah.
As a matter of fact,
everybody gave him about 4 rounds. Yeah, 4 rounds. Some people gave him.
I gave him 5. That's a 7-5 fight. Like, wasn't especially down the stretch. Yo, Williams knew he was in a fight, boy. Williams knew he was in a fight.
Yeah, he faded the last 3. I'd say that was what cost him a chance to win. Gallimore.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he got tired. He got tired in the championship round.
If that been a 10-rounder, he'd had a very good chance to win.
He got a good 5 rounds out of that fight, though. At least enough. He would have probably got a draw, Doc. But not. He didn't do enough to get the victory because I think his stamina wasn't where it needed to be.
If he's young, I don't know how old he is. If he's young enough, though, he's got enough to work with to improve and come again.
I don't think he's 30 yet. He's not even. But he made a good account of himself, and he's gonna be back on PBC. Trust me.
Yeah, I ain't rolling with that guy. I don't really rate that guy. Now, what's your take on AJ and Parker, man? I ain't talked to you since, man.
AJ and what?
Parker.
Wilder?
Parker.
I mean, on AJ and Parker?
Yeah.
AJ and Parker. I think AJ fought a measured safety first fight.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't go for it. You know what I'm saying? He won it, but he could have won that fight in a more devastating fashion. And he was he was being a little too cautious in there. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he was trying to reserve energy. He wasn't comfortable with the lighter weight. I don't know what it was, but there was something missing. That killer. I'm on record saying that Joshua is a killer, especially when he has his opponent hurt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like something switches on in him. But in that fight, I didn't see it at all. Mm-hmm. But he deserved the win. It wasn't a robbery or nothing. He deserved the victory. He won more rounds.
Yo, he was worried about that counter left.
Possibly.
Yeah, maybe.
He even said it in the conference.
What counter left?
The press conference.
But I seen him pick it off several times though. He picked it off several times.
Right hand,
his hand was high. Yeah. And so it shouldn't have been that much of a problem. It was there, but you know what I'm saying?
I talked to his mom yesterday. AJ's mom yesterday. Real talk. I'm not gonna lie, I was talking to Beats on Facebook, right? And then I said, yeah, AJ this, and I see his mom turn around. So shit. It's AJ's mom, and then me and his mom started talking. She knows everything about AJ. She basically was saying from the Tackam fight and the headbutts, she didn't like the way he got hit a bit. You know what I mean? Because she's worried about. So the whole approach in that fight was just to be safe. Exactly what you said was to be safety first, just pick up a belt. She goes, he's only had 21 fights. We're just learning and stuff like that. That's what she said, and I said, all right, cool. Because she don't like coming home and seeing AJ's face bust up. You know
I mean, that's what it looked like.
That's what he did.
Yeah, we remember we did. Yeah, I think I don't know which hangout it was on, but yeah, we talked about that.
The mom told him, bro. Mom told him, I don't want you coming home with your face and your nose, your features broke up. You know what I'm saying? When you don't need to. When you don't need to walk. You don't need to walk.
And EJ, people did say
that dude need to get the fuck away from his mama, man. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, AJ, listen. Mama's boy. Ain't nothing wrong with mama's boy.
I'm gonna get back, all right?
There's a lot of things
get back.
wrong.
Lennox used to have his mum there. What are you talking about? Lennox had his mum
I know, and that was a weird ass relationship. That's my one criticism of Lennox. Way too close to his mama.
What's his name again? The Jamaican guy, the other Jamaican guy, the one. What's his name again? Emil Griffiths used to have his mum in the ring. She used to hug him up all the time.
Come on, Emil Griffith was a faggot, man. So don't even bring him up.
I'll bring him up. His mum used to come in the ring when he used to fight. She used to jump. She was so proud of him and stuff like that. But anyway, let's move on, right? There's so much things this weekend. There's going to be a lot of storylines coming out of this weekend. The main thing, I think the negotiations with AJ and Wilder is still ongoing. Hopefully that will be settled at some point. I mean, like right now, my jaws are tired of that thing. Until I hear something concrete, I ain't going to know. Tony Bellew's had his take. Tony Bellew and David Haye been talking. Apparently, on that card, Joe Joyce been fighting, what's his name? Lenroy Green. Is it Lenroy Green? What his name is? Lenroy Thomas. Lenroy Thomas. And I'm going to put it right now. This is the first live opponent he's faced. In fact,
Lenroy's going to beat that bum, man.
Lenroy, let me try and find
Lenroy, man. I got Lenroy.
Let me try and find
my guy. That's my dude.
Lenroy's getting punched up, man.
I don't care. I'm riding with Lenroy until he loses, man.
Lenroy got some skills, man. I don't know about taking a punch, but he got some skills.
Man, he beat that white boy up. That's all I needed him to do. I fuck with Lenroy.
Oh, yeah, what are you, Dave Allen?
Yeah, I can't stand that dude. That dude's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, speaking
fucking
of
dude comes to the press conference with fucking socks in his pants. Man, that dude's a fucking
Malik Scott, Umar, get out. That's your favorite fight, Malik Scott.
Man, why the fuck you keep bringing up Malik fucking Scott? Jesus Christ. He's got to be bringing up some random ass shit, man.
Joe Joyce and Lenroy Thomas is a good fight, man. Yeah, that's a good fight. I get Joe Joyce Joe Joyce gonna punch him up.
Yeah, isn't Dillian Whyte supposed to be coming back on July 21st at the O2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. The rumor until we fight Anthony Joshua in the rematch.
Good man's boy right there. Dillian Whyte.
Yeah. No, I ain't fuck with Dillian no more, man. Not after all that shit you was telling me. EJ completely changed my opinion on that dude.
What did I say? What did I not Dillian's good? Dillian's good. What's Dillian? What did I say? I can't remember.
You was telling me he was fucking with all them cracker biscuits and coming out to the rock music and all the other shit you told me about him.
Well, you're on that as well, Umar. So I don't know why you even tripping.
No. I don't dive in I don't dive in swine.
Oh, whatever. Umar, you're starving. You're a starving guy. You'll get anything. Anyway, that got nothing to do with anything. Let's talk about boxing. Can Lenroy upset Joe Joyce? That's what I want to find out.
Yeah.
Probably.
He can. Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
Tell me how.
He has to stick to his game plan, whatever that is, or however they plan on beating him. He has to stick to it, trust in his trainers. He has to have a high work rate and a lot of bags of heart and stamina because he's going to take punishment.
What, from Joe Joyce?
Yeah, he is, man. Accumulatively, he is. He's going to take some punishment.
Joe Joyce ain't never fought. This is the
Joe
first
Joyce doesn't punch.
This is the first
No. Ian Lewison was a live opponent.
No, Charlie, my friend.
He was.
Charlie.
Come on, man.
Seriously.
Charlie.
Man, Ian was playing Halo before the fight, man. That guy.
I'm only joking. Yeah, I know. No. This is his first live opponent. Yeah. But it's not bad though. Lenroy Thomas in your fourth professional fight. It's not bad.
Well, Lenroy's a good boxer. Like, he ain't got power, but he's a very good boxer.
Yeah, he's a very good boxer. That's how he's gonna get in trouble.
I agree. Yep.
And he sparred with Wilder, and he's gonna give Joe Joyce all types of trouble. But I just think Joe Joyce is too big, man. He's too quick.
I'm calling Lemray right now. You know, hold on, let me call him.
Yeah, Lemray.
Oh, you're calling him. Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna call him right now.
I think he's talking about the prediction.
If that shit goes but if it goes the distance and Leroy even has a blink at getting a decision, he won't get it. So
he's not gonna get the decision.
He's not gonna get a decision.
Yeah,
he's got
to win super decisively or stop him. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, he's gonna have to knock him out, man. Yeah,
that's right. Because didn't he get like a screwy bunch of? Wasn't it screwy when he fought Dave Allen? I thought he.
No, he got the decision. I didn't think he was gonna get the decision, but he got it.
Okay.
I'm gonna call Lemon Thomas, man. I'm gonna call Lemon Thomas because you know how the show works. You know what I mean? We do things like this natural, organic and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if I get him on the phone, we can ask Lemway some questions. How are we gonna upset Joe Drace? So it should be good for the audience and for ourselves. Whether we can pick up, I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna try 1 second. Because I'll tell you what, yeah, this because they couldn't get Derek Chisora, and what David Hayes gone and done. He told Derek Chisora, you can't be on the card no more because he didn't fight Joe Drace. So Derek's out of pocket and he's been shifted back. You think that's fair? I don't know. David's the promoter.
He's saying he's unreliable or something?
Because it's a co-promotion. Yeah. I think they're running it on. No, they probably got an equal amount of fights to put on him and Eddie. So say 4 each or 5 each or whatever, right? So I think that is just a case of if he was there to accommodate Joe Joyce. I'm glad to tell you the truth. I'll be honest with you. I'm glad Derek didn't take the fight, you know. And I'm glad he can sort of fight to see another day, and possibly it depends on, because obviously Derek's just focused on the money, and I don't blame him. So if he can get bigger paydays out there, if he can fight Dillian Whyte in the summer, then I'd rather see that. You know what I mean? And I'd rather him get paid as well. You know
Derek Chisora versus Dillian Whyte?
Yeah, that I'm
again.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah. That's gonna happen because it makes sense.
That's the best fight for Derek, isn't it?
What's that?
Let's argue. Isn't that pretty much the best fight for Derek, all things considered, in terms of money? He still has a chance of winning, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. And he can get respected. Yeah. And he gets.
Why would anybody want to watch that again? I don't understand why you want to see that again.
Are you serious? Tons of people enjoyed the hell out of that fight.
Yeah, because the other alternatives are him gracing the record of Jojo as Daniel Dubois. You know what I mean?
For Derek, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But
I mean, love the first one. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, I might be the only one here, but I know lots of people.
Carlos Teca.
Well, let's be honest. Derek is on his last leg. He needs one big fight, and that's be a big.
Yeah, I'd rather see him fight Carlos Takam. I'd rather see fucking Dillian fight Carlos Takam.
Is he go? Oh, Dillian Whyte.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, he's supposed to be. Yeah, he's supposed to be fighting on July 21st at the O2. So that'd be interesting. Who's they going to put him up with? Now they said that he could potentially get a rematch with Joshua on that date. So that'd be interesting.
It may not be so much now, but especially right after the first fight happened, the idea of a rematch had a lot of juice between Whyte and Chisora. It was way talked about. I mean,
now it does. I mean, look, here's the idea. You know, it may have lost some bit of interest after the fact that Dillian Whyte didn't really, you know, he's had some, you know, very tough fights.
Just the amount of time it's taken.
Yeah, he had some tough fights before the Lucas Brown fight, and a lot of people didn't like when I mentioned that because they're saying, "Oh, you saying Dillian Whyte don't deserve a shot at the rematch with Joshua?" I didn't say that. These idiots who don't listen, you know. I said that when he fought before the Brown fight, he didn't look that great, so there was just no interest for the rematch at that time. So now that he's got a good win against, you know, Lucas Brown, you know, he knocked him out in spectacular fashion. He looked very sharp. He looked very methodical. He looked very good. That's the sharpest we ever seen Dillian. Now there's more interest for the rematch. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So I wouldn't mind seeing.
I love seeing that shit.
Yep.
I
don't think it's pay-per-view.
Knock him out again.
I'm not saying that it's pay-per-view, but I'm saying that it makes sense.
No, you guys wouldn't pay for it on pay-per-view? You wouldn't pay for that?
I think it's pay-per-view. That's not the.
They're gonna put it on pay-per-view. They would definitely put it on pay-per-view, but I doubt Charlie would pay for that shit.
I know. I guarantee they're gonna come to fight. You know what I mean?
The question to ask.
The card is set, then.
Yeah. The question to ask is Charlie Brown's too smart to pay for that, of course. But what about the rest of the UK? How many of them are going to pay for it?
But yeah, I think that Eddie can sell anything. Eddie sell Bellew and Cleverly too. You know what I mean? Like,
question I'm asking. I mean,
I
think that answers it. If he can fucking put Bellew and Cleverly on pay-per-view, he can put that shit on pay-per-view.
He did it twice, didn't he? Did he put both of them, or was just one on pay-per-view?
Brooke and Frankie Gavin on pay-per-view. So that was a pay-per-view fight. I'm like, whoa, really?
Wow, I didn't even realize that bullshit
I
was a
didn't know that
pay-per-view.
either. That
was a pay-per-view fight. EJ knows that, and Charlie knows that. So that's interesting right there. You could put Brooke and fucking Gavin on pay-per-view. I mean, I think he put JoJo Dan and Brooke on. Was that a pay-per-view fight too, guys? As far as I
don't think JoJo Dan and Brooke was a pay-per-view. I don't think so.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Could you imagine if Floyd had tried to fight JoJo Dan on pay-per-view, how the YouTube would have exploded?
Oh yeah, they would have erupted over that. Over here in the States, man, we would have erupted over that.
Yeah, but it's different standards of pay-per-view, man.
I was using that. I admit that's a bit extreme, but I was exaggerating to make my point.
If Floyd tried to charge us $70 to watch him fight JoJo Dan, motherfuckers have been shooting at his vans a lot earlier. It'd have been years ago instead of just a week ago.
Can I ask EJ this question? Let me ask you guys this question. I noticed something. You guys have Chris Eubank, you have Mikael Brooks, Anthony Joshua, of course, and you have George Groves and whatnot. Now, all these guys were on pay-per-view. Do you really believe that all these guys are pay-per-view stars other than Joshua?
I don't know, man.
Well, you see, here's how I'll answer it. Here's how I'll answer it, yeah? Pay-per-view is not about your opinion, Dan. It's not about your opinion. It's not about my opinion. It's about who wants to pay for it. And it's about the demographics the pay-per-views are being held in, right? Over here, they like domestic boxing, so they will pay domestic boxing. They will travel in snow to get to venues. EJ will tell you, Charlie will tell you, the York Hall will be full. Well, Steve Goodwin event, it will be full out. People won't come see their boxing, local boxing. There's not going to be a fight probably on there over a southern area level or northern area. They'll pay for it. So that's all it's based on. If you don't have an enthusiasm for it, then no, you're not going to pay for it. So it's not going to work in America because in the truth, right, in America, it's got to a thing where the grassroots thing has been forgotten. They don't celebrate the USBA title, the NABF title. I don't see no one talking about the amateur system or anything over there. So all it is now, because of this Mayweather thing, it's just saturated. If it's not top level at Las Vegas, a thing like that, it's undersold. And that's why guys like Wilder have been held back. Because you're right, they want to see guys like Dan Rafael, they want to jump on now when he's on the cusp of fighting AJ for multi-million-dollar purses. But over here, they're happy to pay for stuff. And people will say, well, I ain't paying for that, but they'll pay for it. They'll pay for it. I won't pay for a lot of it, but a lot of them diehards. Here's what I
understand. You hit on something there, Beats. And actually, I would say that's been true for most of my life in a way. And that is Americans are, they really only care about, the elite of whatever it is that, you want to talk about.
It used to be like that. It didn't used to be like that.
I know. But it's increasingly spread out to, anything and everything.
That is why they're going so hard for the Joshua Wilder fight. Like nothing else exists in boxing. It's like the weirdest thing I've seen. Sorry,
that's
Charlie.
right. Yeah, no, you're right. No, you're right. It's the answer is when it comes to pay-per-view, it's about public demand. Then it doesn't mean that it doesn't make you an elite. You know what I mean?
I think they're elite. The word is, you're right. The word is elitist.
One second, Doc. Yeah. So with each promoted stable, in every weight class, they got one fighter that you could consider elite. But Eddie Hearn's only got one elite fighter, I think, and that's Anthony Joshua, and that's
Anthony Joshua.
Right. He's only got one elite fighter. But in comparison to like the Heyman, Heyman's probably you could say, all right, he's got Furman, he's got Spence, he's got quite a few fighters, right? But he's only got like one or two elite level fighters. But he may have 9 or 10 of them that are on pay-per-view that I don't think are worth pay-per-view, or whatever the case is. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's the same in America as well. I think America's only got like 1 or 2 elite level fighters in each division, in each weight class that are pay-per-view stars. And I think pay-per-view should be relegated to people that are in the top 5 of each sanctioning body. It should. That's how they should do it. It should be a rule.
You know,
like you don't.
Keep it real. None of them niggas is pay-per-view stars. None of them.
Here's what I would say.
Pay-per-view is down to public opinion.
No, one second. What we should do a list on the top 5 pay-per-view stars in boxing. I think we should do a list on that.
Yeah, we could. No, I was talking about the guys you said without Heyman. None of them niggas done a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
none of them.
No. But
Terrence Crawford did it and the shit flopped.
Yeah, but Ben, what me and Beats are saying is that pay-per-view is up to public demand. It's not down to opinion.
Yeah, it's not down to, and it's also not down to your. It's not always. Sometimes it is, but it's not always commensurate with skill level. Even it's who can sell. Like you know what I mean, literally. Like we were talking about Broner. Broner's
when you say that, but would you?
Well, but that was my point. My point is that none of those fighters can sell a pay-per-view. It ain't about their skill. I'm not talking about their skill. I'm not talking about none of that shit. I'm saying none of them can sell a pay-per-view right now.
Elite level fighter.
They're talented as hell. Yo, he's super talented.
Depending on what you want to constitute as, good sales, nobody can do a good pay-per-view over here right now. So, it depends on what we're saying.
Except for Cannoli.
And he
really don't sell out the building like people say he does.
Well, I was gonna say a lot of his. How many of his buys are from Mexico? I'm just.
How many elite fighters you said Heyman got?
North America. Versus America. I mean,
it's 5. There's 5. I want everyone to think of a list of a 5 because I got Andy Johnson at the top, and then I got probably Canelo number 2, and I don't know who the rest are, but I know them 2 are 1.
Are we going strictly by ability to sell, or are we going by they can sell and
do 2 lists of 5? 1 elite, 5 elite level, and 5 pay-per-view. Because like I said, pay-per-view is down to public opinion.
Yeah.
Derek Chisora is not elite level.
I'm not talking about elite boxers. That's something. I'm talking about pay-per-view. The ability, because Tony Bellew should be on that list as well. I'm talking the ability, David Hay as well, the ability to generate and revenue pay-per-view sales by that's
talking about worldwide pay-per-view.
Wide, and no UFC, so Conor McGregor's not involved.
You have to do more matchups than individual fighters today.
This guy said fucking Conor McGregor.
Back in the days, people paid money to see Oscar De La Hoya or Mayweather against anyone. So if they have a dance partner, great. But I'm just trying to say, if AJ by himself could just sell, you see what I'm saying? He don't need Wilder. So I'm trying to say, I'm talking about right now. Who's the top 5 in anyone's mind? Because I got AJ, I got Canelo.
Well, are you talking? Where are you talking? Are you talking about worldwide? Are you talking about in UK? You talking about America?
It's worldwide. It doesn't matter where they get this. It doesn't matter where they get the buys from. They get them.
UK. There's 2 markets, right? UK and America, right? Where the pay-per-views are coming from, right? So that's basically that's where we're coming from, and everyone else.
Because I don't think there's anybody that could sell everywhere.
No. They don't do pay. 1 minute. They don't do pay-per-view in any other country. So they're doing. I don't know, America and Germany. I think they might do it in Germany, America, Germany. I'm like Europe.
Hold on, man. Who knows what Japan does? You don't know what Japan does, man.
No, but
nobody knows those Japanese fighters, man.
Now it knows. Now it was saying that sorry, go ahead, B.
Is Canelo? Hold up. Does Canelo, is his fights over there a pay-per-view fight in the UK?
No, they get Canelo's fights for free.
Oh, okay.
I'm going by his pay-per-view sales on Cinco de Mayo and them days. I'm going by Joshua doing his thing in it. So to me, in my mind, I'm going with them 2, 1, and 2. Is anyone gonna disagree with my point? And then else got anyone else? I'm just cap it. Just 5. Give me 5.
There's not 5.
I've got them 2 as well. I've got AJ, Canelo.
See, the thing is, go Charlie. Sorry.
I think what's his name? What's that guy, man? The Filipino brother that's coming up at Uncahas as well, starting to develop that type of following. He's gonna be at that level. He's not at that level now, but in a year's time will be there. He's got a big, massive following. I can't really think of anybody else. It's just mainly AJ and Canelo. You know?
I know there's somebody that Nato was telling us the other day is just already huge in terms of sales over in Japan.
You talking about Roy Oda Murata?
Pacquiao.
That's it. There we go. Thank you.
Murata did. They said Murata did like thousands on top of thousands in some fucking dome or something, man.
EJ, Triple G's are good for live sales. For like
yes,
but pay-per-view.
The pay-per-view stinks. Yeah.
Errol Spence done pay-per-view against Kell Brook. That was pay-per-view.
Brook seems to do well over there, or has so far.
Errol Spence is not
David Tony Bellew, David
Brook only done 2 pay-per-views. Brook's only done 2 pay-per-views. That's Triple G and Spence.
Yeah. No, he done Gavin.
Yeah, he did Gavin. Yeah, Gavin was pay-per-view. Yeah, that was pay-per-view.
That was a pay-per-view fight.
Yeah, but wasn't that on the Joshua undercard or something?
No, that was the main event.
Okay.
Yeah.
If they were willing to buy Gavin, then they'll buy. I got
that didn't sell that flop. Trust me, that
probably flopped, man. That probably flopped. I don't know if it did.
One minute. My list is gonna round up with David A and Tony Bellew.
Yeah, they gotta be on the list. They gotta be on.
There isn't 5 guys that can sell pay-per-view.
They gotta be 4 and 3. Triple G gotta be
I can only do 5. So I got Tony Bellew at the bottom, then probably David Hay, then I've got Manny Pacquiao number 3.
Nah.
Well, he don't do pay-per-views anymore.
Pacquiao can't sell a pay-per-view. He's on ESPN. He's on ESPN, bro.
He can still sell. Pacquiao can still do it.
No, he can't. He's on ESPN. He's not even on HBO. He's been demoted to ESPN.
That's what I tried to say. Like,
that's a wrap, man.
He could sell live ticket sales as well. EJ.
Terrence Crawford did like 200. No, I'm joking.
No, he did 50.
Terrence Crawford did like 50K.
Terrence Crawford did the B-Hop numbers, bro.
He done more than Stevens.
Triple G did like what? Triple G do 90K.
Bro. Yeah, Triple G would be a number 3.
No, Joseph Parker.
Maybe.
That's New Zealand.
Joseph Parker, man. Come on, man. Listen, come on, man.
Hey, I put the Japanese guy at 5th. I got the Japanese guy at 5th. Okay.
No, YouTube, man. Come on, he's not. He was on YouTube, innit?
Yeah, he saw the pay-per-view on YouTube. Get the fuck out of here.
They couldn't even sell at the live gate on that fight, bro. No disrespect to Joseph Parker, Huey Fury.
YouTube one, yeah.
But no, here's a better question I wanted to ask you then. Most of these guys who are on pay-per-view, like Chris Eubank and Kell Brook and others, did most of their fights were pay-per-view worthy? Let's be honest. Were they?
Chris Eubank did a pay-per-view. He did one on fucking ITV.
Well, I paid for it.
He did one.
I paid for it because I wanted to support.
Yeah, Chris Eubank. Yeah, Beach is right. Chris Eubank, the guys from the World Series of boxing.
Well, not that one. No, he had one with his first pay-per-view was against, what's his name?
Was
Ronald Quinlan?
Or Quinlan. There,
yeah, Quinlan. It was Quinlan.
Yeah, Quinlan.
Quinlan. Oh, you paid for that?
He done a whopping.
But that was his first one on ITV, so I can understand buying that one.
But they don't. You see, they don't release the numbers over there, right? So you never really know what they do.
No, they did release it. It was 60.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
They did. Really?
Well, how do you do?
60,000. That's it. I just said.
Damn.
Oh wow.
Ooh. Wow. Jesus. What about the Arthur Abraham pay-per-view? Yeah. What about the Arthur Abraham one?
But you know what's funny? He still outsold Terrence Crawford.
I was just gonna say, in the UK, no less, in a much smaller area, he outsold Terrence Crawford. I mean,
well, the difference is they market that fight more than they would Crawford.
That is fucked up, man.
They said Terrence ain't even coming on regular TV no more, man. See, I gotta pay some shit to see this man fighting now.
He has ESPN Plus ad. That's like a pay-per-view.
Man, they got like fucked up. I'm not paying that shit. No,
yeah, I'm not paying no ESPN Plus. They can kiss my ass. I'm not paying for that.
Yeah, me too.
Well, see, they made the same mistake with Crawford that I think they make a lot now, and that is instead of trying to expand out from that Nebraska sort of center and work that area and expand it, they tried to jump right to the East Coast and to the West Coast.
Yeah, you know what? Just to think about it, I think that is a pay-per-view. That is the ESPN pay-per-view app, if you think about it, because you got to pay for that for a fight.
Yeah, it is. It is. But it's extremely cheap. But nobody's still gonna buy that.
It's still pay-per-view though. Nah, they still pay-per-view.
No, yeah, it's a pay-per-view. It's technically a pay-per-view, but the only reason they're doing it is because they're trying.
I tell you what I'm gonna do. When that shit come on, I'm gonna look for a free month, and then I'm gonna cancel that shit.
What happened to Ben?
He'll be back though, but he'll be back.
Oh, okay.
Right, but hey, you got Joseph Parker.
I don't owe Terrence Crawford a dime. I bought this fight with Paul Starr and he bought.
Okay, all right, G.
You know what, man? Hey, Joseph Parker done 2K, but the thing is, he done 2K against Fury, and then like with AJ, the numbers ain't out, but they probably done pretty good numbers. I paid for it. They've done pretty good numbers. So hey, Joseph Parker, I guess I don't think he get pay-per-view again though. I don't think people are paying for Joseph Parker again though. But
No.
Did Wilder do bigger numbers than AJ?
What?
As far as what? Wilder never did a pay-per-view.
Never done a pay-per-view.
It wasn't pay-per-view.
No,
He's in the.
He did bigger numbers on television, but that's a
They should try pay-per-view with him. No,
they should try.
What did he do on television views? Though?
He did 1.1 million.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what?
That's not very good though, considering it was free. Though.
No, it's good. You know what? It's good. It's good, but don't put him on pay-per-view right this second. I don't think it'll do well. I think he'll end up doing. He'll end up. I would pay for it. Yes, I would pay for it because I'm a supporter. But I think it'll probably only do like 100,000, 150,000.
That's what. But Ben, here's the thing though. You got to bank on that. Here's the thing. You got to start off low to see where it goes, where his popularity will go from there. Start off at 100. Your expectations low, and if it gets over that, then okay. It looks like we can take a chance with him. I think his next fight should be on pay-per-view.
Okay, then.
I think it should. I think it should.
But you're making people pay to build him up. It's dangerous. If he gets knocked out, then it all falls apart on you, man.
I don't think he should do it. Until he fills out the Barkley saying they should risk it.
Yeah, I do it. A million viewers finally. I'll get him perfecting.
No, that's true. That's true because, bro, they tried to sell Triple G on a fucking pay-per-view, and he was barely selling out the small room at Madison Square Garden at the time.
Well, here's the thing,
5,000 people, and they tried to push it to pay-per-view, and it flopped, and they never put him back there ever since. Except when he fought Canelo.
He sold out the Garden the night it was pay-per-view, though. He sold the night that pay-per-view. He sold that shit out. So I tried. Fuck it.
Well, here's the thing, though. The pay-per-view price was fucking $50, and that was a bad mistake on their part. This is a guy who was still kind of unknown to some degree. Just spend a pay-per-view, that guy who's kind of unknown to casual for $50, that's kind of too high.
But
that's another big problem with pay-per-view over here. That's a big problem over here is they charge way too much for what the market compared to what people are willing to pay. You know what I mean?
Exactly. $50 is chump change, bro. That's chump change.
No, but if it was $20,
what we normally pay.
I'm telling you, a bunch of people that stream would churn out $20 as opposed to 50.
Yeah, I agree. I think what they should do for a Wilder pay-per-view, if they were to put him on pay-per-view for his next fight, they should at least make the pay-per-view price for at least $25 to $30. I think that they should start there and then see where it goes from that point. It needs to be cheap.
But then some people that'll be a good look.
With inflation, what do you think this is? 1992? They ain't gonna do that shit. There's inflation out this bitch. Shit costs money.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't think?
See, what you got to see, like they're gonna have to put a production on it if they make pay-per-view. If they charge $20 where you are, man, you're probably not gonna make.
Well, $50.
Yeah, they're not gonna make their money back.
Yeah, they're gonna say we may as well put it on TV like we did.
Yeah. Well, I think they should take a chance on it. Give his next fight on pay-per-view, see where it goes.
You can't do that, man. You got to sell out the Barkley Center first.
You can't do that, especially with the market the way it is right now, Dan. The madness to even bother with pay-per-view right now, in my opinion. You're risking your ass.
True.
Unless you're true.
Yeah, but you could be the change to that market. You the heavyweight champion. You could be the change to that shit. That person say, "Oh God, we brought the heavyweights back." Yeah, I try.
If he's the guy that brings the heavyweights back and only 50 people see it.
No place ain't gonna buy it.
I don't think he's got that draw, that kind of personality.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, if he's exciting and no one watches, it doesn't do nobody no good.
The bottom line is, if you don't fill out the Barkley Center, you're not going to do big pay.
Well,
he nearly did it.
Yeah,
he nearly did it, though.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but it's nearly not good enough. It's not that big. It's nearly not good enough. You need to clear it. But there should be no. Hear me out, Dan. There should be a demand that there's not enough tickets, right? It's not that big. That's where you need. Before you do pay.
Then again, Golovkin sells MSG, and he does terrible pay-per-view.
Exactly.
Yeah, so imagine how Wilder's would be then.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you. It'd be madness.
His pay-per-view numbers going to be big. I'm just saying, start off at a low expectation and see where it goes from there.
For what?
Superstar.
For what?
Look, Wilder's got an exciting style, but he's not got that. I'll say it again. He hasn't got the personality or the draw or the buzz. He just hasn't got it.
Okay, I understand that.
Pay-per-view is not for experiments. It's for super. If you have to have the star quality built already. You've got to have the stage built already. You can't. No, it's not favoritism. Because what you have to remember, if it flops, it makes the network look bad. It makes them look bad. You can't just do experiments. You can't just go pay-per-view and do experiments, bro. You can't.
The Rumble in the Jungle wasn't an experiment. as much as it may have seemed like one.
It was an experiment. I mean, look, here's the thing. I understand what you guys are saying, but
every pay-per-view is an experiment.
Exactly, that's what I'm going to say.
That's insofar as every fight's an experiment, I suppose.
You think the public going to like it by the estimate, by what they're selling, and you think you're going to make a profit. You know what I mean? Most pay-per-views, you think they're going to make a profit. AJ is bankable. So was Mayville. Mayville was bankable. For whatever reason, these two guys, especially seeing them together, they were bankable. So was Pacquiao. Bankable, guaranteed you're going to get enjoyment of things. Guaranteed you're getting money. Mike Tyson, pay-per-view star, bankable.
Well, let me say something.
Wilder, no, 1 minute. Wilder, but what he's doing, his body of work, bruv, it's bankable that if he does pay-per-view, he's going to do very well because he's guaranteed to give you a knockout. None of his fights will do it then. If you're going to sell it, on estimation, on revenue, whatever, or you want to make an estimated guess, I guarantee that Wilder's pay-per-views will do pretty well, right? Now, he's not going to compete AJ, but I think he will do pretty well considering what he's done and his body of work leading up to it. He's always knocked the guys out. He always comes in, either down, there's constant drama. If you're going to build up a promotion, and now that's to do with the promotional thing, but in terms of his estimation worth on the pay-per-view, for Wilder, you can pretty bankable that if you put AJ and Wilder, that's a pretty bankable pay-per-view that everyone's going to make a lot of money. That's
very different than Wilder versus Random Fighter X.
Exactly.
Let me say something. EJ make a good point. When you put on a pay-per-view bout, it's an experimental point, okay? Because you're trying to test the fighter's star power at that point. That's what you're doing. You're testing the waters. I'm gonna give you an example. When AJ and then you're right, when AJ and Dillian Whyte was put on pay-per-view, did anybody expect it to do as well as it did when that fight got put up? Let's be honest.
They were criticizing it. They were criticizing and tearing it down because that was
Let me say something real quick. Let me finish.
Let me finish. At the time, it was a British title, and a lot of people online, not myself, they were criticizing why is AJ why are they making it a pay-per-view? The two of them, what are the two of them done to make it a pay-per-view star? That was the talk at the time. Go ahead, Dan, finish what you said.
Yeah, exactly. My whole point is that you're doing it based off risk. Every pay-per-view fight that you put on is based off risk initially to test the fighter's star power to see how much they can draw at that point, okay? So it's the thing about pay-per-views, it's a business. How do you make money in this business? You take risks.
Unfortunately,
Charlie, hold up. The nature of business doesn't matter what field of profession you're in. You have to take the risk, a necessary risk.
I know.
And what EJ's point, I think it's a good risk at this point. Why not? Let's put his next fight on pay-per-view.
He
didn't get it quite right. He's white, right?
Okay.
What I'm saying, right? When AJ fought Dillian Whyte, he was already filling out the O2 arena by himself. Okay? He was already filling it out. The early stages without no title. He was filling out the O2 arena. True?
That's not true, dude. That's not true. But go on and continue.
What do you mean it's not true? Prove it ain't true. Prove it ain't true.
I'll let you finish.
It looked pretty sold out, pretty close to it when he beat up Gary Sportage.
He was actually.
No. I'll tell you why, but I'll let Beach finish because I don't want to interrupt. I let Beach. I'm not gonna. No, finish your point, and then I'll go on my point. Go on, you got. So finish what you're saying. Go on.
He was filling out the O2 before Dillian Whyte. He was filling it out. He was filling it out. Okay, so see when you say gamble, you right. That was the test because he was doing good numbers already before he even fought for a British title. Then of course, yeah, you do pay-per-view. Of course, you got to take a gamble, but there's gambles and there's throwing away money or making your model look really bad. Because if Wilder does bad pay-per-view figures, it ain't going to help Showtime at all. It's going to, oh man, we tried to compete with the Brits and we just flopped. We'd be better off just doing it like this. You know what I mean? Listen, why do you think Showtime, HBO are not putting on a lot of cards right now? It's because of fucking Terrence Crawford pay-per-views and shit like that. It don't help. It makes the thing look weak. So they're trying to abandon boxing. They're running away from it now. Because it don't weak numbers.
Well, okay, so
let me ask you, has no fighters left though. HBO has no fighters.
He sold out against Kevin Johnson.
Let me jump on.
One second, EJ. It was Kevin Johnson and Gary Cornish that he sold out at the.
No. Let's 1 minute. So we go back, right? So you say he sold out. So AJ's first fight in the O2 debut, that wasn't a sellout, right?
I didn't say the first fight.
No. I'm saying
Gary Cornish and
I'm built. Hold on. Like I said, I wasn't gonna interrupt. I'm just gonna hear my point, right? So when I was there when AJ fought Kevin Johnson, right? That was a pay-per-view show. That was Lee Selby winning his spin against Gradovich. There was Kell Brook versus Frankie Gavin, and there was AJ versus Kevin Johnson. That was they called it Britannia, right? That was a pay-per-view card, right? In that fight there, in that pay-per-view, which was a pay-per-view, Eddie Hearn realized that AJ is the dude. When he knocked out Kevin Johnson, full steam ahead, Eddie had, I'm gonna put money behind this guy and we're gonna push him, right? So he put guys in there, right? I remember before that he put AJ around the country. He said, we're going to build a fight. And there was a fight out there with Dillian Whyte at the time. So they're going to get Dillian Whyte off his ban. And they started pushing AJ at that point. Now, he wasn't a pay-per-view star. He was on a right time. He was on a pay-per-view card, right? When Kell Brook was the main event. Kell Brook was the main guy in that stable, right? And Kell Brook, everyone came to see Kell Brook. It wasn't AJ. They came to see Gradovich. It was a combo of a lot of people. But at that point, Eddie put money into him and said, we're going to start pushing it. Now, by the time they called the Gary Cornish and all them other fights, there was other guys on that card, but a lot of fans weren't believing he wasn't a sellout. But they kept pushing it to the point when he got Dillian Whyte and he got the perfect dance partner to talk shit. They built the fight up. They built it so well. They promoted it so well that was a pay-per-view, and that was his first sellout. That was his first sellout on a pay-per-view card. Before that, he was not selling out. He don't sell out. It wasn't it was full, but it wasn't sold out. It was not sold out because I was there in the building. I was there in the building for his other fights. I was following him up until that point, and that was his first. He's solo, and Dillian Whyte's pay-per-view where they gambled with Dillian Whyte and AJ. And a lot of criticism was given at that time, saying, why are you putting these guys pay-per-view? They've never done anything before. Why are you making these two pay-per-view? It's a British title, and they didn't believe in it. That was the truth at the time. Now, going back to Wilder and Fury wanted Wilder because Fury was facing David Haye. David Haye pulled out the second time, right? Then Fury said, I want Wilder. Why you make a pay-per-view for Wilder, me and Wilder pay-per-view? And Sky said, we don't know too much about him. Why are we going to make it, even though he knocked out Ollie Harrison on Channel 5 or whatever, or was it ITV, whatever it was? They said, we don't know too much about Wilder. We're not going to gamble. But with AJ, they built him, right? Until it got to the point with Dillian Whyte. At that point, when they sold out the O2. At that point, he was the main header, and Eddie Hearn gambled, and you saw what happened. Now we are where we are. So at that point, he wasn't selling out. But they built him that way. They built him the right way, and that's what it is. So that's my point to that.
Yeah, again, back to my point. It's all about taking risks, man. That's how you make money in this business. Not being too calculated all the time. It's about taking risks when you think it's the right time to do it. And again, what Wilder did, and let's be fair here, Wilder did not necessarily sell out the Barclays. He didn't necessarily sell out. We know that, but he did sell a lot of tickets there. Okay, and he did some decent he did some very good numbers as far as viewership is concerned, as far as the marketing advertisers that they made off that fight. So based off that right there, I think, and also given the fact that his popularity is growing, why not take the risk? I think it's a serious pay-per-view. Try it.
The thing is,
definitely growing, bro. Denzel Washington and all them fucking celebrities were at that fight, so he's bringing out people now.
Because he's had 8 years to take the risk. You see what I'm saying? At this stage of his career, he can take sort of how can I say it? High risk, high reward kind of risk. You know what I mean? Where there's a high reward. But unfortunately, there's only one big fight out there. We all know what that is. We won't talk about it.
We agree that's going to be big numbers. But I'm saying
he's had a long time to take risks. His only risk he's taken is recently against Ortiz. So he needs.
Yeah, I get that, Charlie. Charlie.
No. I'm saying. Let me finish. Let me finish. Yeah, because you're saying that he should be pay-per-view. All right, take the risk now, but it needs to happen now. Like, he hasn't even announced that he's going to fight somebody.
Right.
You know, he hasn't even venue. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. He should be.
That's why I don't understand with this pay-per-view talk. Who is he going to take a risk selling a pay-per-view with right now?
This is what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to tell Dan. It's too late. The only pay-per-view fight that he should be in that right now is Joshua. That's it.
The thing, he wasn't built on that this guy was going to be the next heavyweight champion like Mike Tyson. That guy wasn't built like that. It was built as a heavyweight contender. They weren't building like this is going to be the next heavyweight. But all of a sudden, he's put himself in a position that he is the heavyweight champion. And now they've got him to this point. Now he's making noise and trying to bring the noise in. Now, whether it's too late or whatever anyone wants to say, and they're trying to say, look how much effort and time Eddie Hearn's put and invest into AJ, and we're just going to hand over the keys to the fucking kingdom to you who ain't fucking been doing what we've been doing. They're not having it. And this is basically what Eddie said. So you ain't fucking getting what you think, when you ain't been doing all the stuff, all the graft we've been doing. We built AJ the right way, even though AJ's been doing it himself because he's an Olympic gold medalist. You're a bronze medalist, right? AJ, could you say from AJ coming into the pro ranks that this is going to be the next heavyweight champion? No one ever said that, right? But at the same time, you built him the right way, and now he is the heavyweight champion. Now people can believe it. AJ's starting to believe it himself. That's why they keep talking about he's only had 21 fights, because it's to do with how his mindset still. He's still kind of getting used to basically being. That's why he doesn't even walk around with a belt. If you do, AJ doesn't walk around the belt, stay humble, because he's trying to say like, well, boy, if I walk around the belt, maybe my head's gonna get to my head like most champions. It will get to my head like Hank Lundy. When we try to call him, he's not picking up the phone. So basically, right at this point, you got two guys learning on the job. Now Wilder at this point is talking, AJ's talking in social media. Bro, let's scale it on. Let's scale it on. You know what I mean? Whatever the split is, whatever that is, let's scale it on. And enough about who's not selling, how long this guy's been around, all that stuff. All of it is relevant. All of it is true.
I agree with you on that, EJ. I heard enough of those bullshit ass fucking counterpoint bullshit. I heard enough of that shit.
There's no disagreeing what everyone's saying. Everyone's saying that. But the bottom line is this: you got two guys here undefeated. They got all the belts. Like this is the last time. I think Lennox Lewis was the last guy to basically have all the belts in terms of WBO. Last guy to have all the belts. So this is going to be the first time that. And then forget Fury. Forget what Fury's saying. Forget what he's doing. The man's saying he wants about 4 fights and he wants 50-50. And Eddie Hearn's even considering it. Eddie Hearn's, that's even what's driving people mad. He's actually considered that Fury is going to get 50. Even Frank Warren said, I can't believe some of the opponents Fury's picked. And Mick Hennessy had picked for Fury. And then after that, they want to fight AJ. He said, even he said, what the fuck are they trying to do? But that's to show you what I already know about Fury, that they were picking guys on a week notice. He said he wants to fight Derek Chisora. He actually said he wants to fight Derek Chisora in the third fight, Tyson Fury. Yeah, interview came out today. He had him as and Kevin Johnson. He wants to fight Kevin Johnson in another fight again. This is a fact.
That's a joke.
No, this is
gonna fight 2 guys he's already beaten. That's ridiculous.
That's what he wants. He wants Kevin Johnson and Derek Chisora as opponents. I'm telling you.
I guess that's better than fight some journeyman scrubs, I guess.
Come on, dog. Just going over old ground for what? Like
he could fight fucking Marius Wack. He could fight a Duhopis. He could fight a Taco. There's better fucking guys out there.
Listen, this dude don't want. Listen, this dude is.
Taco would beat his ass. Taco would beat his ass in there.
Taco would beat what thingy? Fury. I don't know about that.
Okay.
I've been saying.
Wait a minute. Pitch him in there.
I reckon Brazil would beat Fury.
With his coke in there. Pitch him in there with that brother. Pitch him in.
Attack him with his head button.
Yeah, with tackle. Pitch him in after he's done all that coke. Pitch him in.
After all that coke, you said. After all that coke.
Pitch him in. Yeah, pitch him in. I'd love to see it. Pitch him in.
Even if even
Brazil would beat him.
Even with that coke. I can't be tackling.
Do you know what? Wait. Do you know what coke does to your body?
Go on.
I do. I know coke heads. I've seen it destroy people. You know what coke does to your body? He needs to. If he's on coke, he needs to. You can't just. Okay, let him do it. Let him do it. I've got personal experience of people who took coke. Listen, if you're gonna get better, it takes time. You can't just do that, man. If he's taking as much coke as he was saying he was taking a lot of coke as well. He wasn't taking a little coke. He was taking a lot of coke.
Yeah, Ricky Hatton. I showed when Ricky Hatton come back. But
all right.
I did say it when Ricky Hatton came back. But Ricky Hatton was never good at welterweight. The only thing I say with Fury is that I look when he was
came back and got knocked out by Shinchenko.
Yeah, no, but look, when he was active, he wasn't fighting no one anyway. He was fighting.
Yes, listen. He has to fight Derek. If he could, that's who he picked. If that's who he said he wants to fight, that's who we should fight. Do not pitch him in with anyone like who's got a heart and a tip. Takam got good stamina.
What you say? They're not putting him in with anyone's got a heart. Is that what you just said?
With good stamina. No, put him in with dead bodies. You need dead bodies right now. That's what you need.
I said put him in with dead bodies. This guy's bugged out.
What are you talking about? We're talking about boxing. Why would you say, oh, you don't believe in Fury?
Listen. He's come off cocaine. You guys are like talking like cocaine is smoking a couple of blunts. It ruins your body. It takes time to get that out of your system. They don't know what Tyson Fury is there.
We must retire, beats. He needs a couple of sniffs. He needs to fight a couple of stiffs. That's what he needs to do.
Yeah.
He needs to fight a couple of stiffs.
There's no way he can fight anybody in the top 20.
Oh, 1 minute, Beats. No. He's the former unified champion.
I don't care. I don't care what he is. I don't care. Cocaine don't respect that. Cocaine don't respect your titles, bro.
Beats. He can't. That's what Eddie Hearn didn't sign him. So he can't. You're the former unified champion. You can't fight that level of opponents. You get booed out of the place. I mean, what do you really? Does he really know like what he's achieved? He does
they won't boo him. They won't boo him. His fans will accept anything from him.
No. Eddie, that's why Eddie didn't sign him. And Frank said the same thing today. He said, he goes, the opponent's Fury was the fight. He said, fuck. He said, listen, cool, blimey. He said, I can't put them on. Even he said that. He said, I can't put them sort of opponents on. Because who's fighting? They go, who's the opponent? Apparently Kevin Johnson and Derek Swan. He goes, yeah, he wanted to fight them guys. They said, look, we're going to have to get him a good guy. But we're not getting in none of them guys. Because people are not going to have it. Man, Frank's going to have to answer them questions. Frank already said, I got to answer the questions to the media, like someone like me, who's rolling up on them and saying, Frank, what are you playing at? Why is he fighting them guys there? And why are you allowing that on British TV? It's a disgrace.
I'll tell you this. If they match him higher than Kingpin and Chisora, I'm taking a bet on it.
No, Beast. No, listen to this. I already said I'm taking a bet against Fury anyway. This is what I'm taking a bet against him anyway. I'm going to bet whoever he's facing, I'm going to put a bet on the other guy. So I'm already doing that. But what I'm trying to say to you is this, is that when you've achieved what he's achieved, right, you can't go any lower. There's no way.
Man. He's coming back after 2 years.
No. You're not going to get away with it. You're the former unified champion. You're the first guy to stop Vladimir's reign of terror. 10 years plus. You did that. Now you need to answer to your. You need to.
Ill. He was ill, man. He had serious obesity problems. Right. He got that to contend with as well.
You need to sit down. We'll sit down then.
Sit down.
No country. No. Hey, what's that film? No Country for Old Men. That's what. That's what this is. No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, that's a good ass movie, man.
Let him have Kingpin. Let him have Kingpin. Throw him a Kingpin. Couple of Kingpins, and then step him up.
Hey, listen, Beats. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like,
listen. When George Foreman came back from his, look at the opponent C4.
That was 10 plus years, though, Beats.
It don't matter.
3 years.
It don't matter. He was out for 10 years. He was overweight, right? It doesn't matter. You can't take what you think you could just take them years off and take on top. Come on, man. He needs to fight stiffs. Couple of stiffs.
Well, I agree with you on that. Well, I agree with you on that, but I don't think he needs to take a longer time to progress like George Foreman had to. That's a totally different story right there. General George was out for 10 years, and plus he was way out of shape. Yeah, Fury's out of shape.
It's about the resistance as well, though. Has it been sparring?
Exactly.
You know, he did spar Lucas Brown, but I mean, that's not good enough. That's not enough to get you confidence.
David Hayden.
Look who David Hay fought on his comeback. Look who he fought.
Yeah,
Hold
on. He wasn't a former unified champion though.
So what? He was a former unified cruiserweight champion. And a former WBA champion.
He lost the Vladimir. This guy's never lost.
So what? It don't matter. So what?
There's a standard.
No.
There's a standard. He's not getting away with it. He's not getting away with it. He's an absolute
top 10 opponent.
Yeah, top 10.
Of all time. Together. If he fights anyone within the top 10 in his first fight back, it would be the stupidest decision.
But you know what? Well, good, because he's an absolute disgrace, right? You're either fighting or you're not. You're not getting a gift. You're not getting a gift, yeah? When you've done what you've achieved and you're gonna fight some fucking layup, you're not getting away with it. You're not getting. When Mike Tyson in the comeback, he fought some prison officer out of prison, right? And then
Anthony, Clifford,
right, knocked him out, boom, out round. Next guy comes in, boom. If he's doing that, then fine, right? You listen. You know what? He's not getting away with it. He's not getting away with it because you know what? Another thing as well, because all the heavyweight contenders right now, they're better than what before he left off. When he decided to go to coke binge and do what he was doing, right? The division got infinitely better than before he left. That's the truth. The division's much better. So where's he going? Even into the top 15, there's decent guys in there who's gonna give him a trouble. Pulev, all them guys in there. Adamek, I'll put him in there against Adamek, Pulev. I'll put him in against the Harpers with Molina. All these guys, Brazil, all these guys are there. Joe Miller. Why did he fight his old brethren, Steve Cunningham? I heard that was on the list. That was on the list as well. He wanted to fight.
Oh man, nah. Here's the thing. I agree to disagree.
He's got to be fucking trolling when he's saying those names.
I only want to fight Steve Cunningham. That's what I heard.
Nah, he's got to be trolling.
Agree to disagree. I think he does need to take on.
Yeah, Daniel,
I think what he's going to say is probably what I'm going to say, which is, yeah, he's got to take on some weaker opposition, but it doesn't have to be recycled weaker opposition.
It does because we don't have journeymen that can.
That goes back to your I remember you
back in the 70s and that.
Why don't he fight Molina? He can fight Molina. Fight that bum. He never fought him before.
There we go. That's a good one. Roll him in there with Molina.
Then just want to throw in the Mexican.
It's somebody new, like I said.
You know what? Listen to this, right? You know what?
I don't think he's fucking. Sorry, go ahead.
There's two rules for different people because if it was like someone else, like Wilder or someone else, they would have been, who's he fighting? Oh, he's fighting. It's terrible. And there's two rules for Fury. Then enough for that. They're gonna give him off.
Yeah, definitely double standard, DJ.
If it was Wilder,
finish what I'm saying. After the 4 fight bums, right? He's Eddie after 4 fights, right? We're gonna come in. We're gonna go to the negation table, and I want 50-50 with AJ. And Eddie said I'm gonna give it to him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, people wanted Wilder to fight Ortiz like when he was coming off the injury.
You're talking about a guy, who basically.
See, that's the thing. He could have fought Ortiz because it's once again when he had his rehab fights after the injury, they were for the title. You're not supposed to fight rehab fights as title fights. So if you're ready to take title fights, you're ready to fight Ortiz.
Thank you, Beast. That's what I'm saying. Let's be some consistency here. You're at a level. You're supposed to fight these guys. Vladimir did it. Whoever bums he was facing. And now you're supposed to do it. I don't want to hear no bullshit. Fury's still pulling on the power. They beat the man and the linear and all that shit. How long are you going to live on that smoke, Steve, before the bubble's going to burst? Because your bubble's going to burst. No one stays undefeated, right? And if you can fight a bum and still lose, like if you're not prepared properly. And what Beach is trying to say, soon Fury goes out, fucking cocaine's going to come out of his ears as soon as he hits the deck.
Let me tell you, right? Carlos Takam has an engine. Until Povetkin caught him with that great live shots, he was going at it, bro, like a pit, right? You could pitch him in there with Fury. Could be the last. You know what I mean? That comeback could end before it start, bro. Trust me.
All right, let's talk about ID.
It's gonna look like one of them giant flour bags getting dropped on concrete, EJ. Let's change up. Ideally, who would you like him to get in the ring with? Respectively.
who ideally, respectfully now, who would you like him to get in the room with? Because that's what I want to hear now. Respectfully.
You talking about a good opponent, or?
Yeah, I'm talking about
a good opponent that we think he could beat, or just
yeah. They can beat respectfully. You know what I mean?
Dillian Whyte.
Because I'm not.
Yeah, he beat me too, Charlie Brown. That'd be about the high farthest step I'd go.
You got no love for Dillian like that. Is that what? Chris?
I mean, that's about the extent of what we could push fucking Fury to do right now.
Dillian Whyte. That's the stretch.
Lucas, man. Lucas Browning.
Nah, nobody would push that.
Even Fury.
I don't mind seeing
If you're gonna make me watch Lucas Brown get beat up, then I need to see Chris Arreola versus Fury. I need to see Arreola get beat up.
Oh, that's a good one, you know. But hey, listen. He's got a shot, you know. He's got a lot, you know. He's got
Chris Arreola, that kind of level he needs to fight right now. Because
Chris Arreola. I think he's got a shot. I think that's a bit too hard for him.
Fuck no, man. Arreola's done, man. He's done. He's worse. He's been, if Fury's been sniffing coke, that motherfucker's been sniffing Yodels and little Debbie cakes, man. He's out of shape. He's not fighting nobody, man.
Man, yeah, I think he's got a shot there. I think that's a bit too dangerous. Man. I'm serious. I think it's actually dangerous. I'm gonna go with the heavyweight. I'm gonna go for the top 10 on the Ring Magazine, the top 10 heavyweights, right? To see what's going on. And then
I don't think he should fight probably nobody in that top 10, bro.
What's this guy? This guy called Adam Kowinski. Was Kowinski from Poland?
Oh, Konaki from fucking dude from Brooklyn, man. Polish Brooklyn dude.
Yeah. What about him? He's undefeated. He ain't done nothing.
He's undefeated. He ain't done nothing. He's not that good in my opinion. I think Fury should be able to beat him, but
that's a good way to come back. I never heard of him. Fury.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Nah, I seen the dude fight before. He's not that good in my opinion.
He can get a punch up.
Yeah, Fury should be able to punch that dude in the face for 12 straight rounds. You should be able to.
You're talking about making a contendership. Are you just fighting for the sake of fighting? Are you fighting to try and get back to the belt, or are you just gonna fight bumps?
But EJ, if he fights Konaki, right, who you said is 10th, then he can only go up from there. He can't fight him first.
That's the whole point. Isn't that the point though? Why is he not gonna fight to move up? Like that's what I'm saying.
So okay, so say let's just say he gets past the Polish guy. Then who would be next? Who's left? Who's 9 through whatever?
Baby Miller. I got him beating Miller. Gerald Miller. I got him beating.
No.
I don't know about Miller. Who's after Miller?
No. Leave Fat Boy alone. He needs to leave Fat Boy alone.
Dave Allen's good. I like Dave Allen.
They got Dave Allen?
Yeah, I put Dave Allen in there.
Oh God, he smoked Dave Allen. Okay.
I think Dave Allen's got a chance, man.
I want to see him and Dave Allen. I reckon Dillian.
Tyson Fury.
Dillian can beat Tyson Fury. I'd rather see Dillian Whyte or Tony Bellew against Tyson Fury.
I'd rather see Leroy Thomas than Dave Allen.
They can beat him.
Give Leroy Thomas that fucking payday, man. Fight him.
That's good. That's a good one too.
Tyson Fury will lose in this comeback as well. I just let you know.
Yeah, damn, seriously, Charlie? You think so?
In his next, yeah. And during this comeback, he's gonna lose. He'll come back, but he is gonna lose as well. Definitely.
Okay. I'm say about the first 2 fights. I thought you were referring to. Okay. Yeah, definitely. I agree. He's gonna lose to Joshua. One of those two guys.
Milka.
Huh?
Arthur Spilka.
No, leave him alone too.
Yeah, that's kind of I went back.
He's hard, you know. That Spilka's a hard guy to hit, you know. He's actually quite hard to hit, actually, you know. It's not easy.
Very difficult to hit in time.
Very difficult to hit. You got the stamina to Fury be fucking.
He wasn't against that Polish guy you just mentioned. He was easy to hit in that fight.
That Polish guy beat the shit out of Spilka, but Spilka's, man, no. Fuck no.
Would you put Tyson Fury against Konaki?
Okay.
No, I wouldn't put him in there against Konaki, but EJ seems to want to put him in there. I would put him against either one of them.
No, don't put him in either one of them. Not right now. What Tyson needs to do.
Not yet.
That's whack, man. Why that?
No, yeah, he is garbage. But he's in the top fucking 10.
Yeah, he's top 10.
Fury, but you're the unified champion. This is what I'm trying to say to you. Who are
you just were saying a few minutes ago that you want him to fight stiffs. Now you're saying you want him to fight somebody in the top 10.
Tyson stiff. He was a stiff.
I said respectfully.
But if you start off your first fight in the top 10, you can't drop out of the top 10 after that. You have to keep progressing.
Yeah, that's why.
So he's gonna end up running into somebody who's not a stiff.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to. This is my whole thing. If you're gonna earn your spot to go against the guys, why are you thinking you're gonna fight the 4 straight bums and you deserve a shot against these premier athletes? So that's what they are. AJ.
Well, you know what? EJ, you got a point there. Here's what I'm going to say, though. You could take on 2 bums at first and then take on some 2 top 10 fighters. Maybe you could do it that way. Why? I think that's the route he should do. Take the top 2, take on 2 bums, and then take on some decent top 15 or top 10 guys after that, after those 2 bums.
What about Joe Joyce? Fury versus Joe Joyce. What about
I don't know.
Joyce is fighting Leroy Thomas next.
No, I'm talking about like after that. Because he's gonna knock out.
I think Joyce would give him a tough fight. I think Fury's experience will probably should see him through, but be tough. Be very tough.
I don't know.
I have to get on Ben's point though, because
David Hayes not gonna let Joe Joyce get fucking beat up by Fury.
Why not, man?
Yeah.
He's a cool. Why not?
That's his fucking prospect. That's like his main heavyweight. Why would he do that?
What was he losing if he lost to Fury? What's he losing really?
I think they're really trying to fucking build that guy up for a real big
It's a good fight for Joe Joyce. It's a good fight.
Yeah,
good fight.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. To Ben's point, though, I agree. If you put Fury in there right now against Kornacki, that's a top 10 heavyweight right now. If he beats him, he can't go back to fighting bums after that. He's got to keep taking.
That's what I'm trying. I don't want him. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I don't want him to fight bums. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I want you to be like, if you're opposed to what you achieved, have respect on what you achieved. Then that's what I'm trying to say to you. I mean, what are you doing if you're not doing? Like, me and Beats talk this all the time. If you're not in here to try and do something, right? Because boxing's type of game, if you hang around, you're going to get knocked out, right? So if you're not trying to go to the top, or you think you're just going to be here to hang around, it's a dangerous sport. If he thinks he's going to live on his fucking live on that linear championship he beat from Vladimir, bro, man, have moved on. AJ went in there and
but EJ, that's his thing. That's his thing. We've seen this in boxing before. We've seen guys fucking take
live on that, bro.
Thousands of years off, come back, have a fight a couple sticks, and get a shot at the champion. And that's what Fury knows he can do. He knows he can do that. That's why he doesn't care.
Is he
is it Mr. Ivo? What's his name? Mr. Ivo in the chat? He's got a good one. Ian Lewison. Is it Mr. Ivo?
No, you want to get killed, Mr. I know Mr. Ivo. You want to get
come on, man. Ian Lewison.
I mean,
Are you kidding me, EJ?
You get Lewison killed, man.
That's a good fight. That's a good fight.
Nah, I don't.
We all know Ian only got about 3.5, 4 rounds of wind in him. That's how he's gonna get his ass smashed.
Yeah, Ian Lewis.
You said that was generous, Charlie.
What about Derek Chisora?
I prefer Chisora to that.
Yeah, Chisora. Yeah.
So that's what he's ever done. Everything Derek take, he always comes in and takes one. Why didn't he fight David Price already?
Chisora won't fight him anyway. Chisora won't fight him.
You don't there you go, Pricey. I'll always watch Pricey.
Nah, Price might be a little dangerous, man. Price might be a little dangerous right now.
Fury met Price, right, when he came up, right? He met Price. He went to Liverpool and met him, right? He sat around the dinner table and said, I don't want to fight you because, you know, you've lost a couple of fights and now I think you need to earn it before you can fight me. That's what Fury said to him. Fury said that to Price. I said, you know, you think you need to earn the right to fight me and you've lost a couple of fights and I don't think the public's going to buy it. And I think to myself, Fury, you know you're full of shit. Because Price beat you in the amateurs. And you know for a fact, yeah, fight him.
Fury can't pull that. Fury can't pull that shit now if they put Pricey in front of him.
Pricey will not listen. Pricey will knock him. Price will knock him into next week.
Dang. Good for Pricey.
I think Pricey.
He has an opportunity. He has a punching chance, but he probably get boxed pretty convincing.
The point is the fight will be entertaining.
Nah. Fury's a big bear. You know that. Fury is a big bear with long legs. And you see how hard he went down when Cunningham. See how long it took to get up. Right. Look, listen, it's a house of cards. He knows he is. right? And he's joking. Think about the best.
He just wants to see Tyson Fury get chopped the fuck down, boy.
Yeah, it does.
I told you guys that. Yeah.
He knows, right? That he looks at the million. The reason why he came out, he saw AJ's last performance. And, yeah, you know what? I could beat him, and that's the only reason why he's back. But let me tell you this, right? To get to AJ, there's bodyguards. There's Dillian Whyte. There's Tony Bellew. Eddie Hearn's ready for you. For you to fight, Eddie Hearn said to him, "This is what I'm gonna do: fight Tony Bellew, fight Dillian Whyte, and fight these guys, and I'll get you AJ." So that's what Eddie Hearn said. He said, "Nah, they're too hard. They're too hard." How Fury said they didn't want it, and that was he said each of them fight were gonna be pay-per-view because I'll make them pay-per-view. So you're making straight millions straight away. He turned them down. You tell me what he's about. Serious.
He's about the easiest, most efficient way to his biggest payday. That's what he's about.
He's gonna get embarrassed though, Umar. He's gonna get embarrassed. He's gonna get embarrassed. He's gonna get embarrassed off the jump, mate. That's what David Haye got happened to David Haye.
I think at this point he doesn't really give a fuck if he gets knocked out, long as he makes fucking 25, 30 million in the fight. He doesn't really give a shit.
Enjoy your money when you're bloody sleeping. You can't enjoy your money when you've been. Look at Conor McGregor. He ain't slept the wink, right? With that 100 million he got, he hasn't slept the wink in his bed.
Yeah, he probably hasn't slept. Yeah, bro, because he about to get sued by like 30 fucking.
That guy's had nightmares with Mayweather knocking him out, knocking the snot out of his nose, bro.
He'll get his redemption. He'll get his redemption at Octagon if that rematch happens.
Okay, what? He's going to the court, bro. Man, they're putting lawsuits on him, although in New York.
Clear that shit up, EJ. You know Conor McGregor is an asset. They're gonna fucking clear that shit up. He may get a bill, but he'll get cleared up.
You talk about getting cleared up. That motherfucker's about to get raped for about 30 million. Motherfucker's suing the shit out of him.
That is getting cleaned up. Let me say Mayweather just done that to rub it in, right? So he ain't slept. He's got all that money, and he ain't slept a wink in his bed. Week in his bed since Mayweather done him up because his pride was.
The Barclays Arena is considering suing him for breaking and entering.
Yes,
he wasn't supposed to be in there.
Yep.
They could take every dime from him.
Even if Dana White, even if you wanted to argue Dana White could, we'll just say, get him out of it, Dana White wouldn't right now because Dana White knows that this situation will put him back under Dana White's control. McGregor didn't really have to go back to UFC. He could have just taken his money and gone home, which is what he should have done. But
he's upset with Dana White because Dana White said he was on drugs, and him and Dana White ain't talking. But let's talk about the money you're gonna get and sleeping in your bed.
Now, EJ, before we do that, EJ, can I say something real quickly, man? We were just talking about that ESPN Plus service. I just found out that Conor Greco is going to be on ESPN Plus for Saturday. Out here. I just found out.
It's gonna wait. Are you saying Con versus Greco's pay-per-view, Dan? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Nah, bro. No, it's not. No, it might be on there, but it's on TV, bro. I know for a fact it's on regular ESPN.
Are you sure? I'm looking at it right now.
I'm 100% sure, bro, because I was watching ESPN First Take today, and it scrolled on the bottom of my screen. ESPN 5:30, ESPN 1, regular ESPN 5:30 on Saturday.
I guess they got it wrong because I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, are you serious?
It might be on there, but you don't have to use it to watch it.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to say. If you want to pay for it, then go ahead. But anyway, listen to this, right? So going back to the money that Fury's gonna get, yeah. Like because he's walking around and his chest is puffed up, living off past glory. 2015, I was the man. No one remembers that shit. First and foremost, AJ, the most watched fight on YouTube or Sky, anything is AJ versus Klitschko. Still, the #1 selling like watch fight. If you're talking about views and YouTube, that'll be that fight right there. Trust me, it is right. Sky, anything, right? Not Fury versus thing. So AJ's already erased his accomplishment already. So all he's living on is the belts, and I'm the linear champion. Now you're living on that. Okay, how long are you gonna live on that before you have to fight someone? Because let me tell you something, yeah. There's no more old guys for you. Everyone's gonna be on it, and they want what you have. So you're gonna have to fight for your living. Another thing as well, Peter Fury's not with him, right? Nothing. Peter Fury guided him to this point, right? Kept him clean.
Who the fuck's training him, EJ? That's
another thing. He's got some guy with some slick back hair, look like he's from Umar's side, off the block, right? Got some Benny off the block training. Yeah, it's true. Got some guy Benny off the block.
Somebody on the blocks is training.
I'm serious, right? Have you seen the guy training? Nah, I'm not disrespecting the guy, but that's the guy. The guy knows he's no one, right? He doesn't want to be on camera. And Fury's got his best friend training him. Now, Peter Fury don't want to train him because when he come back now, he knew the kid was on drugs, and he told him, listen, I can't be around with that. You know, drugs fucked up my life, and he's a Christian and everything. I can't be around what you're on. So they parted ways amicably, yeah? Couldn't be around that. Fury needs the money because his kids are getting bigger. It's another 30 mil. Yeah, like you said, another 30 mil where you can make. But let me tell you, you're not going to get to AJ, right? First, you're not going to get to AJ. I know you might want to because AJ wants that credit of knocking you out. AJ should just fight him. AJ said, why can't I fight him now? AJ said, why can't I fight him now? Eddie said, Fury's not ready. He needs 4 fights. They go, who's they fighting? He said, we're going to fight 4 bums, and then we're going to get him in the ring. AJ's starving.
Bro, that's why he's going to get the big payday from Anthony Joshua, because Anthony Joshua wants to fucking fight him.
Yeah, but what is he? Yeah, but what was the issue, right? I know we just Wilder and this and that, but Wilder's been fucking doing stuff, bro. This guy has been sitting on the pine.
No, I don't. You don't diss Wilder. I don't know what include me on that shit.
Yeah, but he's sitting on the pine. Like, what are we gonna diss Fury? Why does he deserve parity in terms of the pay, and then freaking Wilder doesn't? Like, I don't understand.
He doesn't. It's not
fair. He doesn't. It's just what's gonna happen.
Correct me if I'm wrong on this, EJ, but the bare fact is that fight will sell huge over there.
I disagree. But you know what? Fury can sell well in anyone, though. Anyone with Fury can sell, though. Don't you agree? He's pay-per-view, isn't it?
No.
No?
Not right now.
Fury and Hay? If you're Fury and Bellew? Fury versus Dillian Whyte? You don't think that's pay-per-view?
If he was an American, he'd be pay-per-view over here because he's a train wreck, and for whatever reason, train wrecks usually are pay-per-view.
Fury can sell any of them guys that I just mentioned. And do
stinks. Boxing stinks, man. Everyone knows it.
It's not as bad. Yeah, it's true. It's not exciting. Not the most exciting guy to watch. He does get knockouts though. Well, that was then. I don't know what now. Yeah. All right. Well, obviously we got people in the chat. Yeah, his Costas was popular. He's an ER boy. I don't know. But listen, I'm gonna lie to you, bro. We live in an era. You're good 1 minute, next minute no one remembers you. Like, bro, I can't remember. We was excited for like 3 weeks on a trot, and now we're dead. I'm dying for some of these fights coming up this weekend. Like the Wilder and all them things, they've gone. They've been gone. It's over. It's passé. Moved on. And that's what Fury's career is gonna be like. AJ is keeping the good times going. To the parties are still going on, AJ. The juice is there. The champagne is lit up. When AJ's fighting, it's a party on YouTube. Everyone makes some money. Everyone makes money from AJ. Pay-per-view sells. British boxing is doing well.
I don't make no money from that motherfucker. Shit.
You're the only one not to because everyone does. Dan and Low Place. Low Place's views on his last hangout on Beach's hangout. Look at the views they got. Like everyone makes money off AJ, right? So at this point, AJ's good for boxing. He's the number 1 pay-per-view seller. You know what I mean? If Wilder was to beat AJ, would he be the number 1 pay-per-view seller? Or would he eclipse AJ?
I don't know, especially in the States. I'm not sure about that because, again, it goes back to the appeal. I mean, could he do it as far as the UK is concerned? I'm not sure. That's up to you guys to judge on that. As far as the States, I'm not sure where it's going to go at this point. But I will say this, though. I will say his popularity would increase a bit more. That's what I would say.
His popularity would fucking skyrocket, bro. He'd have all the belts.
I don't care what he does. He ain't selling 80,000 at no stadium. He ain't selling.
There'll be American fans that would totally sympathize with the like.
He ain't selling 80,000.
I agree.
He ain't selling no 80,000.
That's what you're getting at. We sold. Like when Tyson got out of prison, sold big.
95. He ain't doing back to back. You ain't doing back to back 80,000-90,000 stadium. The other day there was Eddie was just talking about. I think Tony Bellew on his interview was saying that Carl Froch and George Groves 2 was one of the biggest events ever in their lifetime. They never thought they'd eclipse it. But look at this, back to back sold out things in Wales, in Cardiff, right? With AJ. 90,000 plus, right? In Wembley, like another 85,000, 95,000 plus. The numbers are the biggest numbers in British boxing, back to back to back to back. AJ is a box office success. Now, Wilder, on the other hand, is not selling that many people. Going back to what Eddie's saying, so he's giving them an offer, and he's like, obviously, I don't know if he's gonna take it. Is he not gonna take it? Why wouldn't he take it? I don't give a shit if he doesn't, whatever. That's none of my business. All I want to see is the best fight, the best. But I'll tell you what, AJ can fight anyone and it will sell out. That's what it looks like to me. You can put anyone across the ring and it's bloody selling out. It will sell out. I know his last fight wasn't exciting, but if AJ stopped the last guy, Parker, bro, everyone's good. Everyone's drinking that champagne. AJ's
Let's be real. Let's be real. If AJ was fighting Christian Hammer, he would sell that shit out.
Yeah,
let's be real, okay?
Let's
all kill the narrative that Wilder don't bring nothing to the table, okay? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. At this point, it's getting ridiculous, bro.
I don't in the IOE thing, I don't think boxing's dying in this days. I think the heavyweight, the boxing goes where the heavyweights are, and wherever country is, they dominate. So for the last 20-something plus years, Europe has dominated Europe. And I'm talking about Lennox Lewis, Vladimir Klitschko, and Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Europe has dominated the heavyweight scene. We've took away your crown jewel. That's the truth. So basically, in terms of American sports, you haven't got no heavyweights. So in terms of that, like, because you ain't got no heavyweight champion apart from Wilder, you're struggling. But I don't know if you beat AJ, is it going to come back overnight? I don't think so. It'll take a while.
Yeah. See, I remember I told you fans would start to notice eventually that, hey, wait a minute. When did you guys steal the crown? Wait, no. Right? Well, it did kind of happen, I suppose, in a way.
Lennox Lewis had it from. So we're talking about officially. Lennox Lewis had it from. I think it was from 2000, right? So we're in 2018. Is that right? So we're talking about 18 years. The heavyweight championship has left American shores and hasn't come back. Legitly, right?
He beat Holyfield in about 98. Wasn't it?
And it's taken almost 18 years for America to notice that, EJ. This is the worst part of that.
Yeah, I think his first defense was against Michael Grant in 2000 when he catched it in 99. I think he
got it in 99, man. It was in 99.
First defense. That's why I like a first defense of defending the undisputed champion is in 2000. So you're talking about 18 years has left your shores. And what has that done to American boxing in the wake of that? Has it devastated in that 18 span from 2000?
I don't think it did shit, bro. Honestly, I don't think it did a motherfucking thing.
No, you don't think so?
No. Like Mr. Doc just said, it took 18 years for somebody to even fucking notice, and that's the truth.
Oh, man.
Because once that happened, people started worrying. People started caring about the little boxing fans that do care. They started caring about fucking Oscar De La Hoya, and then went to Floyd. You know, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about that.
Well, I'll tell you what. Well, you talking about, okay, let's go back another 10 years. Let's go back from 1990 to 1989. Did America care about heavyweight championship then? From 1990?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. Let me simplify that for you, EJ. From I know for sure from about and I'm being what do I say here, conservative here, because my knowledge don't go back that far. But from 1970 to 89, the heavyweight championship mattered.
They meant something. So what we're saying is that you've lost the crown jewel, right? And England has took it, and sorry, not Europe. So it's Kazakhstan or bloody wherever it is.
This guy said fucking Kazakhstan.
From 1892.
Fucking guy's nuts.
From 1892, that was America's.
There you go.
1892.
They've had
1892.
1892.
Yep.
1892. Can you imagine that? How long?
Over 100 years. That's over a century. Over a century.
There was a few foreigners who took it, like Ingemar Johansson was one.
Yeah.
Smelling. Patterson's America.
No, I was saying Schmeling beat Patterson. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, Smelling, no. Hanson beat Patterson.
Hanson, sorry.
Ingemar beat him.
He defended the belt in America, didn't he? He defended in America.
Yeah, he stayed in America, basically, yeah.
Still American.
Tommy Burns was Canadian, so you could probably include him as well. I mean,
yeah, but he fought around the world. But
what I'm saying is took the belt and left American shores and didn't come back. That's what
you're saying is we took the industry. We took the heavyweight industry.
Yeah, and we've took it and we've marked and then what the Klitschko's did, they with the two. The thing is with the two brothers, right? That's the devastating. You got to look at it. With the two brothers, because they didn't want to fight each other, they had the whole belt, they had the whole bloody place unlocked. The whole heavyweight championship has been unlocked. And now, to be fair, I like the older brother, but the younger brother, bro, I can't.
Horrible. It's horrible. Nobody gave a fuck.
I can't. Even Larry Merchant, he didn't. You can't. Right now, AJ since then is on that, and so AJ and Fury have gone on to do that, right? And the heavyweight belt has not gone back to American shores. I mean, he might defend it in America once a while, but he has the fight the belt. The belt hasn't been defended in American shores for so long. So wild. So you got the LDBC or whatever, and I'll say their name on my tweet. I'll take responsibility forever. You got the organization and other fractures over there. They desperately want that crown jewel back in America. I can understand why they're making up so much noise, because they're thinking if they got the crown jewel in their thing, it's going to be good for American sports. Now, would it change American sports overnight? No, but it will help.
No, it will do nothing.
The next champion, though. Because guaranteed, there's a young kid in England looking at Anthony Joshua saying, "I want to be the next Joshua." Guaranteed that. Tell you that right now. Because I mean, look at this guy. There's a guy called.
How many? If Wilder was,
there's another guy, yeah, called Phil something. He's from the Ukraine. He's the same height as Vladimir, and he fights like Vitaly Klitschko. He was in Olympics. Joe Joyce beat Phil. I think his name Phil something, and he's ready, bro. He's red. No one really talks about him, and I think he's a silver medal. Joe Joyce beat him, but he's another. Yeah. He beat Tom Little the other day. Knocked him spark out, right?
Holgrovic or something.
Yeah, Phil Holgrovic. Yes. And because what it is, he saw Vladimir and Vitaly do that, and he's ready. And this is what I'm trying to say to you. This is what the heavyweight does, because that's what the heavyweight.
He's the sleeper.
Yeah.
People better watch out for him, because he's gonna be knocking out a lot of people and say,
exactly. And this is what I'm trying to say to you, right? So what you're doing is when you have the heavyweight effective in your country, your youngsters will see that, and AJ's around, he's visible. Youngsters will see that, and then that's how you build. That's how America kept it going, because the other champions, other young guys, they saw that. Mike Tyson saw Ali. You know what I mean? Ali saw all the great guys, Joe Louis and all them other guys before. That's how it works. That's how it continues to stay in your country. So at this point, Europe has took the crown jewel, and boxing is in Europe, and we're doing pretty well actually, but we're not America. We're doing pretty well for our small little country, but we're still not America. I don't know, man. I don't know. Michael Buffer's getting old. Larry Merchant's out the game. Dr. Fernie Pacheco died. Bert Sugar died. All your landmark guys, all your thingy guys are gonna.
I don't think that's enough excitement.
Let all them old white men die. Who cares, man?
I think that it's just not a priority over there. It's just not a priority.
Thank you. Now we're getting to the point. It's not a fucking priority.
Well, I was gonna say.
Well, you don't care about boxing anymore. You don't care about boxing.
No, I love boxing, but I'm tired of hearing about, this is gonna create something. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when August rolls around in this fucking country, only thing that matters is football. Period.
Yep.
Point blank. End of story.
Yeah. So, Ben Umar, if Wilder just hypothetically beat Joshua and became undisputed champion, how much time would ESPN give it? Would you reckon? And for how long? A week? A month?
Let me ask you the question. Let me ask you a question to answer your question. How much time has ESPN even gave the notion of that fight being made?
I've heard that they've
next to zero. Next to zero.
Less than 5 minutes? Okay.
Yes, basically. So what Dan Rayfield just wrote his first article on it this week. This week.
There you go.
So you think it's gonna come on, man? Stop with the nonsense, man.
We're making our point.
I'm not buying into it.
He'll get bored of that soon, because he's not a boxer. He'll get bored of that.
Yeah, he will. He'll start talking about fucking Golovkin's nutsack and his ball hair and all that again.
Umar, you know what I'm saying to you, right? I understand what you're saying, right? But what I'm trying to say to you, like, certain people have lived, remember you're fairly young, have lived for the era when the boxing heavyweight was the dominant, one of the most dominant sports in America thing, right? So what we're saying is that, can it come back if Wilder beats AJ? I don't think it will happen with Wilder. But what I'm saying is that it's the start of other guys coming through. I'm not saying with Miller. I'm saying what a young kid will look at that and say, you know what? I can make some money off this boxing thing. I'm going there because I see the millions. Now, AJ, he's already set the thing. He's already set the benchmark high in terms of how much money you can make. Wilder knows that. Wilder's looking at how much he's making.
From an outsider from America, I see it like this, right? Since all the sponsorship money went into basketball, you've got that, NFL took like them sports there. From what I know, like NFL, people were having like side jobs and doing that. And then another thing was killed it off is the UFC as well. You got that and the UFC. I don't think heavyweight championship box. See, that's old fashioned to them now. That we need the heavyweight champion. That was a priority back in the 80s and 90s. But with the UFC, Conor McGregor and Floyd making some, even Floyd's going into UFC now.
But Floyd killed their organization going over there, beating their so-called champion.
Listen, here's the bigger point. Sorry, EJ, just to cut you. Here's the bigger point, right? Now, the main guys who franchised boxing in America were heavyweight champions from Sullivan all the way through to Lewis, Marciano, Ali, massive names. They always flagshipped it, right? Because that's why they had to make pound for pound. But what America went through from 98 with Oscar and Dillian Whyte, they had welterweights controlling the game. So why the fuck are they going to need heavyweights now to restore their interest? If it happens, it's going to happen organically. I don't think it's just, like Floyd was controlling the board for how long and Oscar? They weren't no heavyweights. So I don't think it's just not a priority from what I'm seeing.
No, that's true. But the thing is, it's not going to help, if the dudes are not going to fight each other or they are going to fight each other, right? Because England, AJ said, why am I going over there and giving all we've worked and built up in the UK, which is true, right? Because they've built a good number of fans in the UK, record number of fans. The gate, they're making money. They're not making like that many what Mayweather were making, but they're making millions, right? No one knows what it is because Eddie doesn't put the numbers up. But you can see that they're doing pretty well in the households, which how many households Sky has, So I'm saying, like, why are they going over here? Well, that's the thing. You're called the world champion, bro. You're called the world champion. And what I know is that if you're called the world champion, you could defend your belt anyway. You don't have to. But, bro, if you're going to do what Roy Jones done, and you're going to do what James Toney did in the peak of their career, look how that worked out. Because I'll tell you what, if they came into England back then, bro, they would have helped build the sport. When you stay in your patch, your job as heavyweight champion is to build the sport. Sugar Ray Robinson went around.
No, it's not actually. No,
why not? Why? Well, you're world champion. Why not? Make money. You can make money going around the world.
That's not your job, bro. Your job is to go in there and fight and make as much revenue.
Yeah, I understand. But you're generating more money. If they got more, if you're going around these countries and there's enough money and they bring enough money, you go around there, take their money, beat their champions, and keep doing it. That's how you keep the sport going. That's why you call the world champion. You're not the UK champion, bro. You're the world heavyweight champion. Why wouldn't you want to go to another place? He wants to go there. Right, that's what you want. You should want to do.
Well, if he wants to do it, he'll do it in his own time. Mayweather didn't.
I'm just saying.
Hopkins didn't go. Mayweather didn't go. Hopkins didn't go.
That's why.
So they set the template because they.
And look where they are now, and that's why.
Now they set the template because they're the pound for pound best fighters in the world. If they didn't go, well, other fighters. Now let me just finish quickly, right? If they didn't go, right? And they're the best fighters in the world. They set the template for other fighters in the world. If I'm doing big pay-per-view and Gates where I am, well, why do I need to go?
Yeah. All right. Now I'll put it to you like this, right? When it's all said and done, and Mayweather did that, but Mayweather could walk around the street around London. I'm not too sure if too many people remember it. That's what I'm saying, right?
So why would that bother? Why would that bother?
No. I'm trying to make a point here. Right? I'm talking about you have even though you're heavyweight champion, to build the sport for the next generation. That's what I'm saying. If you're going around when Ali went to Zaire, when Tyson went to Japan, right? I'm sure at the time Japan they had some champions, but when they saw Mike Tyson come to Japan, I'm sure Inouye, I'm not saying he was born, but some of them other Japanese guys, they built their industry. When Ali had the fight, well, let me finish what I'm saying. When Ali had the fight in the Rumble in the Jungle with Joe Frazier, right? The fight in Manila. I'm sure that helped build the infrastructure for Philippine boxing. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm not trying to say they're gonna do it. I'm just saying it's good if they do. And the thing is, AJ, 1 minute. AJ said, that he wants to fight in Nigeria. He said he would love to go to America. I already said it before, right? But for some reason, at that point now, because of Wilder's on it and because of Wilder's, I don't know, whatever reason, they don't want to go nowhere no more. That's what he's saying now. They don't want to go nowhere. He will stay in England. Why am I going there? And that's what he's saying. Don't want to go nowhere no more. I'm staying in England.
Well, here's the thing, Well, you're saying he should go around and build up the sport. Well, he'll be building it in them other countries. He's building the sport in Britain. As long as they build it in Britain, then he's okay.
It's built here, though. It's built here, though.
Well, that's a question. Peace. Wasn't Lennox Lewis building the sport in the UK then?
No, he wasn't. No, he weren't. No, because they didn't like him.
That's why he went to America.
The press didn't get no headlines out here, bro. He didn't get no headlines out here.
That's why he went to. That's why exactly. That's why, Breeze. That's why he went to America and get more love. He gets more love in New York than he does in.
Well, he wasn't building the sport over there either. He wasn't building it over there either.
Larry Merchant was rude as crap to Lennox Lewis.
What's not? What are you talking about?
They're in America. They should know, innit? They should know, innit?
Wait, when Lennox beat Evander
I used to buy all the magazines. I bought all the magazines. I had
No. Ask me what?
Was Lennox building in New York? Was Lennox popular in New York? Was he building sport in America?
Lennox was popular in my household and the people I know, but I don't know. Lennox used to get shit on a lot in America, but they used to call him a faggot and all kinds of weirdo shit, bro. So I don't know.
My point is, here's the thing. My point is, Lennox, after he beat Evander Holyfield, yes, he was still being shit on, but he used to fucking pack out arenas. People used to go see him fight.
Listen,
he did.
That's a fact. He did sell out, though. He did sell out. He did have fans.
Look. If you go through this, there's only a few people who built the sport in the history of the sport. Only a few, right? Ali built it.
Okay.
Tyson rebuilt it, right? Lennox Lewis didn't build it, bro. He didn't. He was successful. He better resume. He didn't build no sport, though. No, there was nobody. Oh, Lennox Lewis on the high road. No. That was never that. It was Lennox never had that kind of that Messiah.
When he got knocked out by Oliver McCall, that killed that. When he got knocked out by Oliver McCall, because he was at the time. When he got knocked out by Oliver McCall, that was it. Packed his bags and he went to America. Now, AJ, in his young, youthful self, can do that. He can do that easily. AJ could do that.
He can't break America. He can't break America.
There's too much vitriol, AJ. There's too much vitriol for that dude right now over here, bro.
Can't break America.
And the sport is too small over here. It's like, break what? It's like back when Eddie Hearn first talked about coming over here, my first thought was he's going to end up disappointed. Because in the sense that you're gonna you break into the American market, but what market are you breaking into?
Well,
what's that word when you don't like outsiders? What's that word for that, Doc? Xenophobic. Americans are very xenophobic, man.
They are. Let's just be realistic.
I've been saying that.
That's true too.
5-6 years. That's it.
No, it's true. We are. Yeah. Generally speaking.
British people are not.
Listen. Anthony Joshua could knock out King Kong. If he knocked out King Kong, they say, "Oh man, he was sick." He's sick.
Man, he got shot up. He got shot up with a machine guns before he knocked him out. Man, he was distracted by that white bitch. Man, that white bitch had his attention.
Yep.
Yeah, Mr. Doc, let me just jump onto that point real quickly because it's a good point that you raised about the American boxing landscape here. We know it's dreadful at this point to some degree, but the question is, why is Eddie Hearn so hell-bent in trying to expand his brand, the Matchroom brand out here? Why is he so hell-bent on doing that?
He wants more money. He's a businessman. He's trying to extract more money he can.
Because he knows that the potential market is still the potential market. The potential market is always going to be big.
He answered it because America's dead. That's why he's over it. America's dead. He sees a void in America's market, and he's trying to exploit it. That's what he's doing, and he's bringing.
That's the point.
What he's doing, he's done. He's hired very wisely, hired some American fighters and hired some other American agents, and he slowly started to creep in. And where he started off is in New York, which is the smartest place you want to start in terms of boxing. You want to creep into New York, get to know things before he brings the champ over, because he's gonna bring the champ over. And if you're going to bring him over, he's bringing him to New York for the whole world to see. And then that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to creep in.
Exactly. Well, that's a good point, because here's the thing. You have to understand now in America, the boxing landscape, when it comes to promoters, is not as saturated like it used to be back in the day. Now it's not. So now Eddie Hearn has an opportunity to come in slowly and say, you know what? I have a perfect opportunity to get into this market. I can maximize my profits here. I can slowly build it up, and people will be very, very... Then that way people can be more, they can recognize my brand a bit more if I do it this way. You know what I mean?
It's that old World War II term. He sees it as a sleeping giant.
Yeah, exactly. But smart business move. So that's reason why I brought this question up, because a lot of people say people keep saying there's nothing to be made here in America. Why they should go to America? Why should they do this, that, and the third? Well, ask Eddie Hearn. Why do you think he's helping trying to expand his branding?
Yeah, you're acting like he's bought a load of fighters. He's only got Jacobs and Miller. He started a very small.
That's how you start. You start small, though. You start small. Yeah, but you start small. That's very but you start small. But listen to this. The reason, and again, Dana White from the UFC said, "Fuck it, I see the gap in the boxing market. I'm gonna get my pitchfork and I'm gonna start." This is, you know what I mean? This is what's happening. They can see the openings in America. Look, that's why he disses people like Facebook.
They're just speculating. They're not gonna put. See, 50 Cent, he threw his whole wad in. They're just poking around it. And Dana White, they're just poking around.
They're actually dead serious. Mayweather said he's actually gonna help them.
No, Dana White got his boxing promotion license.
Does that go back to your whole point about risk versus crazy risk, as I think you put it?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
All I know is this, right? Boxing right now is it in good legs, or is it a thing? Over here in Europe, it looks quite healthy, and all the products are coming from Europe. It's like, the thing is, Eddie Hearn signed a Kazakhstan fighter. I don't know how you're gonna build him over here. I don't know how because I tell you what, England, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It's hard to build a guy not from here. I know you can do it, but bro, you have to. If they ain't got no personality, you're not building. Golovkin would have been hard to build over here, bro.
No, they can do it, but he's gonna have to be based here. Like, his first fight will have to be here. Like, if he's got a name like Vlad, they could give him a nice little name.
He's just gonna bring people against that guy. Sorry, go on.
They give him a nice name that they can say in the club, make it familiar, household name. He can do it. Let me
ask a question, Beast, right?
He can win titles, CJ, but he ain't gonna become a pay-per-view star.
Let me put this like this, right? Because you and Beast over here. In terms of European fight, which European fighter come from another country, come to us, yeah, and has been successful coming out of England? European fighter. Talking about Kazakhstan, Russia, anything. Tell me.
Well, Ricky Hatton has had a few guys. They're quite popular.
They're successful. No, none of them. None of them.
Does Calambay count? Italy? No.
Even John the Beast McGarvey and some of the other guys. What point is this?
Question. What do you define success? What do you mean? Can you elaborate?
They become world champions. They become world champions, but they're known as that guy. England took them into their bosom or their heart, and they're on TV and everything like that.
He has a household name.
Yes, household name. England in all his thing is very segregated in terms of who they want to push forward. Now, if he's born and bred, this is the common. Born and bred in our country, getting. This is what we're talking about with Lennox Lewis and Frank Bruno. They knew Frank Bruno was from Brixton. They knew he's from the ends.
Nassim Hamed as well.
When Lennox Lewis came, they knew he was Canadian. Even though he was a better caliber boxer. But they wouldn't having it. Now with Anthony Joshua, he has that. That's why he's got that Bruno effect, whatever. Bro, that's why they will take him in. They will take him in. Now, David Hay, right? Again, he's another one. Eubanks, another one, right? I can keep going down the list. They will support you if they know 100% that you've been here, you're born here. Other guys who come and just trying to hijack, they're not having it. Like in the
I agree.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And what this is like in America, right? Because America is the land of immigrants, right? So you could have a guy in there, but them guys they're bringing over with Golovkin, Lomachenko, them man are raping your country. They're not bringing nothing to your country. They're raping it, and man is trying to put these guys as your champions. And you're like, and no one's standing up to these idiots and saying, "Fuck that, he ain't American. Why am I supporting him?" So, and then you're trying to say we should support this guy, and then we're saying, okay, he's Mexican style. Right? Is that what you're trying to say? Now you're trying to say this guy's a Mexican.
This is the whole point I was making about
you guys get raped.
The fact that Triple G, that Kazakhstani guy you're saying that he signed,
yeah,
right?
he signed.
He ain't gonna make it here. He can't speak English. Can't speak English for one. That's number one.
Yeah.
That's number two. How's he gonna be marketable? His style is not very. I mean, he's good. He's effective at what he does, but he hasn't got an exciting style either.
Wow,
he's just a very good boxer, but it's going to be very hard for him to sell.
English people will say, why is he not making it in his country? Why has he come over here? That's why we are. We're bad, you know. I'm telling you. And you know what?
That's what America does as well.
No, America's not.
No, we say the same things, EJ. We say the same things. There are plenty of Americans who say very similar phrases.
Listen, you might say it, but Witherspoon, right? Another thing as well, right? Is how you perceive. Like you got people like Ken Buchanan, right? Is Scottish, right? Now even in Scotland, they probably didn't know who he was, but in America, the way he acquitted himself and the way he conducted himself, America, you could say they embrace Ken Buchanan, right? And some other people because they like the way they conduct.
He was an elite though.
He wasn't big in America. He was big amongst the boxing fans.
He was a big boxer though. Yeah. America, they knew it.
His claim to fame over here is he got a
see America. If you're good at boxing, America will respect you. If you get respect in America, you see, it used to mean something, EJ, because like that was back in the day. Now it's changed. It's shifted.
No, I don't think so. I think. No, I know what.
I don't feel you have to go American now to.
No, I think so. Big. No.
It don't. You know why?
Well, let Charlie make his point. Then reply.
It's not. It's you know why, right? Because back in the day, America was the mecca of boxing. Had Don King with all the networks, everybody. It was different now because the spotlight, like you said, because the title hasn't been over there in America for so long, nearly 20 years now, and it's been in hands of European fighters. Then the spotlight, obviously, the energy and all the spotlight and everything is going to be in Europe. You know what I mean? That's why, like you said, that's why it's been over here. So I don't feel you have to go America nowadays, like before, to be known in boxing terms. I just think it depends on who you fight. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this, Charlie. I agree with 100% who you fight. But look at this, right? Is this the thing about Crawford, Errol Spence, and that they come over here, and let's say maybe over here they're going to be more popular when their career's over than they. Why? Because they evaded, they came over and done a job. Tim Witherspoon, they done a real good job. They impressed Tank Davis. They came over, they done a job. An impressive job over one of our guys, and we respect you. But what I'm trying to say to you, it's the same thing from here. When you from here and you go there, now they need American rivalry. Tank Davis, not Tank. Big Baby Miller is not doing it. But fucking hell, AJ's got the Wilder. Now Wilder, is he popular? Will they care if he gets beat? Will they not? Well, bro, you need it with Wilder. You need to build something with him. When he gets up, he loses rounds. You can build it. Eddie, there's a whole storyline with Wilder. The two, AJ and Wilder, they could build something special in boxing. Just the two of them making fights. Fury, on the other hand, and what he's doing, and he's don't take it. The reason why he don't take his career seriously enough. No, he achieved what he achieved, but at this point, I look at him as a Buster Douglas. And that's not a bad thing, because Buster Douglas was a good fighter. I know they call him a bum or whatever they call him, but he's a very good fighter, right? And Fury's a good fighter, but you're not building on your potential and what you've done, and that's what I don't really rate him. So anyway, going back to Concrete America, if you go back and like you said, Charlie, the opponent, right? You have the potential to set the light in your era or your prime. You have the potential to set the whole sport alight. Look now. AJ can hold on to what he has and whatever. You can do that, no problem, But as Vladimir knows and as Vitaly knows, look what they did. They hanged in Germany. Look what happened. Then who came over there and tucked them in over in their country? You listen, the beatings are coming. If the beatings are coming, the beatings are coming, whether you think or not. Right? That's it. You might as well take a gamble and go somewhere and be remembered. Because that's what it all comes down to. Money and all that stuff. Are you remembered for a fight that you took? Eddie Hearn, at that point, Eddie Hearn likes the idea that his fighters are not going to be broke, and he makes sure they're going to be looked after their career. That's what he's saying. Now I'm saying to Eddie, that's all well and done financially. And that's what it comes down to. Yes. But, bro, in a memorable fight that people call, because Carl Froch, had a fight with George Groves, right? And he was remembered. But, bro, you're yesterday's news, Carl Froch. You are. David Hay, Tony Belly, you're yesterday's news. Carl Brook, Triple G, you're yesterday's news. There's nothing these days. There's no gold. There's no, gold standard that you're not fucking making fights like a Hagler and a Hearns. You're not making fights like a Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield. You're not making them type of fights no more that people will sit and watch day in, night out. You need to go for it. So that's why the
American promoters taking advantage of this time, this void in America at the moment. Is it just because do we have to admit? Because no. 1 second, damn, before you jump down my throat. I'm just saying, asking because you've answered it. You've answered it in different intervals today. You've said that it's not the main sport in America. That was one thing that all you guys said, and another thing. But I'm just thinking in general, for a country that's so big with land mass, population, everything, you should really be dominating every sport. But maybe every dog has its day. Maybe every dog has its day, and probably Europeans are just making the best of the opportunities now, because EJ knows the spotlight's here for now, but it won't be here forever.
No,
it will move from here to somewhere else soon.
Let me comment on that.
Let me say this. Let me say this though. But it's going to be in the UK for at least another 10, 20 years.
Yeah, well, it looks like I know about 20.
Ain't gonna be no 2 minutes.
I lean towards 20. You
got 20. You got 20. We can put bets on that one.
Yeah. How old Eddie Hearn? He's 2 years. He's about 38. He's 38, right? So yeah, at least you got to Eddie's, and he's a young 38.
Joshua ain't got 10 years left. I think Joshua ain't got 10 years left.
No. He'll get somebody else in between 10 years.
Ooh,
yeah. Eddie Hearn will get one other fighter. He'll get one other pay-per-view fighter before this. Go on, Jeff.
Last comment. Let me just say, Charlie. First things first. America is a very, very huge country. Okay, the USA.
You're breaking up, damn. You're breaking up. But you're breaking up, man.
Yeah, like, because you know what it is, that Ukraine guy coming through. I look at him as a fucking threat. I said swear. I look at him as a legit threat. He's young. He's 20. He's 22. Sorry, Dana. You jump in a minute because you're breaking up. He's 20-something years age. He beat Tom Little, and I'm looking and he's mentored by Vitaly Klitschko.
You talk about
Phil.
You talk about the Croatian guy.
Phil Perkovic, yeah. Perkovic. He's a threat, man. Like, no one's sleeping on him. You see him coming through, and I look at him. It's like he fights like Vitaly. You know, he's slim. You know what I mean? I look at him very, very, very dangerous, and he's there waiting in the wolves. No one's talking about it, and that's why he likes it. Underneath, and Salmons have him there, right? And these are the guys coming through now in America. They got no one like that in America.
Well, you could possibly fight one of those in your career, though, EJ. But I think, you see, therein lies the thing again. Look how good he is. But look how badly marketable he is, man. I mean, you know what I mean?
They don't care about that.
English. Yeah, but look, why should people care about him?
No, Charlie, no, you
see, that's
Charlie, you missed my point. No.
Yeah.
And I'm making my point that the Europeans have got another guy coming through because they saw Vitaly and Vladimir. That's what I'm trying to say. They saw him and they built on him. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why it's important for the heavyweight champion to stay in a certain country, because you build up the next crop. Is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're saying they have to go around the world. They didn't have to. They built their own. I'm saying, right? They influenced one guy in the Ukraine. Where they're from. So building up the sport may benefit other fighters. Other countries building there anyways. But
I'm sorry.
Yeah, AJ's kind of doing it just more effectively and more entertainingly to Americans what the Klitschko's did in a way.
Go ahead, Dan.
About the America comment real quick. Let me just comment on that real quick because I actually lost connection there. But let me say this, Charlie. America is a very big country. I know that. But many parts of America is very rural. What I mean by that is that there's many people in rural America that does not really adapt to the mainstream. And literally, if you look at rural America, the most popular sport is either high school football or high school college basketball. They don't look at boxing as they don't really revere boxing as much. It's unknown to them. But to answer your question, we have 380 million people here. And I would say almost 40-30% of that is rural America. So that right there would be one logical explanation why boxing is not so popular, because in that area of America, they revere the other sports. So that's why I understand what you're saying, that we have a big,
where the numbers are the same like they are in America. Like they should be astronomically larger in America because of the land mass. You know what I mean? Because of the people population. Even if it is rural, right? Even if it is largely or half, 50% rural, right? It should still be significantly more than the numbers that we're doing over here. You know what I mean?
As far as
what I'm saying is, and also another thing as well.
Oh, you mean dollar amount or popularity?
One second, Dan. 1 second, yeah. Another thing that makes us like the reason why the spotlight's here as well is simply just because of currency as well, the conversion. That's another thing as well. You know what I mean? So that's why. Are you? Because you see, because I'm answering quite a few points here because like we said it before. Because EJ was saying like there are elite fighters like that Croatian guy, right? That are coming through, elite fighters, right? But again, it's there's a difference between being a pay-per-view fighter and an elite fighter. We've seen this many times. Definitely. Way different. And the thing is, it's about how marketable that person is. Now, those guys are good. That guy is very, very good. He's very technical, right? And he will be waiting in the rooms. But let me tell you something, EJ as well. EJ knows as well. He's going to fight a whole shitload of bums as well. On the way up. You know what I mean? He's not going to be fighting Lenroy Thomas tomorrow. I could tell you that. It'll be ages before he fights a Lenroy Thomas. So, you know what I mean? He
beat Tom Little, though. Tom Little's a decent level fight. He bust up Tom Little.
He's only got 4 fights, so he's only had 4 fights.
Yeah, Charlie.
I wasn't dissing America, Dan. What I was saying is that
I didn't say that. I didn't say you did. I just want to correct the record.
Yeah,
I just wanted to correct the record. That's all I did.
Even if it's not your main sport, like even over here, Britain, boxing's not bigger than football, right? No. But you know what I mean? Right at the same time, it's just I guess it's the opportunities are there. And the window of opportunities there. And I'm saying I'm saying is it's not going to be a short thing. It's going to be for a little while.
But you know what?
Let me try and put perspective here how low it has fallen on the totem pole. Now, this was probably about 5 years ago. It's probably moved up since then. I don't know, but like you go onto ESPN and they would have like the list of non-main sports, right? Whatever they call them, miscellaneous, if you will. Well, last time I looked, boxing was below soccer, and I think everybody here knows how notoriously poor soccer has always been done over here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. MLS.
The boxing was last time I saw was below soccer.
Yeah.
Right,
I'm looking at the website right now. NFL, NBA, MLB, soccer, golf. ... Now let's see what's in the ...
And then you see
boxing.
No,
exactly. It's not there, bro. It's not there.
Check this out. Contrary to belief, boxing is not a top sport here. It's the 10th popular sport.
I understand that, but I mean, what do you think soccer is over here? You know what I mean?
Soccer is the bottom of the fucking bottom.
Yes, and boxing is below soccer. So
the New York Red Bulls soccer team. The first of all, the New York Red Bulls, they don't even play in New York. They play in New Jersey, and you can get tickets to that game for fucking $4.
Yeah.
Well, listen. This is the thing. America's so big, you can build it, and Rome never happened in a day. Now going back to AJ and the rest of the thing, Ali, when he used to fight around the world, right? He helped build the sport with England, Germany, Philippines, Zaire, all this countries. Wherever Venezuela, all them countries, like the Barbados, even the Caribbean, right?
Ali didn't fight in Venezuela.
Venezuela
never.
He was there.
Venezuela,
but he was there to commentate.
No, that was Foreman and Norton. You're right.
But he was there to commentate the fight, though. He was there, though. He was there to commentate. So.
Not what I'm trying to say.
That doesn't count.
Tim
Bradley did commentary in Australia. The motherfucker didn't fight there.
Exactly.
He thought he was in Argentina.
I don't know what Dan's trying to play. I was wrong. I don't know what Dan's doing.
The point is who helped build the sport.
I was
fake news. Fake news.
Hey, 1 minute. I was talking, right? So,
yeah, fake news, my ass, man.
Hey, 1 minute, then. I was talking. All right, so what I'm saying to say to you, right? So they were building the sport all around the world as a thing. Now, AJ didn't have to, right? And nor did Roy Jones. But it would have been good to build a sport. And Roy Jones is doing it now when his career was over. Ray Robertson went on a tour because obviously what happened in America. It went round and it builds the fight. That's what I'm saying with boxing. Now, with the UFC, they've kind of doing that now. They go England, they go here, they go there, because they're trying to build their sport around and trying to. That's what the UFC do. They go to different markets, but they ain't doing what boxing doing. They still ain't doing it what boxing. Boxing's still the #1 combat sport, right? So now going back to AJ and think he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to fight all around the world. But let me tell you something, yeah, right? All it does, yeah, it to help build the sport. Now, one minute. All right. Now, what AJ's done in terms of the profit market in England and the percent of people money, everyone's getting much more paid because of AJ and what he's doing, the revenue, everything. Sponsorships are coming into boxing, all new sponsors, everything. So boxing in general in England is making much more. Eddie Hearn understands that. That's why it's not just, or you'll find AJ. What you're doing, you're taking away the marketability and money from the sport. And Eddie ain't gonna sacrifice that easily to anyone because he realized, right, the sport in England, amateur boxing has changed because of AJ. This is the truth. Pro coaches can coach. Amateur coaches. No, is it or pro coaches can coach. Pro coaches can coach amateur. Yeah, they can coach amateur. This is what because AJ, right? Seriously, right? He's changed the whole thing and the culture of boxing our sport, and everyone is making money off of what AJ is doing in our sport. You got young kids coming to the gym and doing it. Now with MMA, when Mayweather beat McGregor, right? It killed their revenue, it killed their sport because they were building their thing on that we're better than boxers. Someone stop tapping the buttons, please. Whoever is doing, let's mute yourself, please. Yeah, right. They were building their sport on, trying to say that we're better than boxing. Every time they were trying to say Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor, we beat them in a couple of seconds, comparing themselves to Mike Tyson, wheeling out old Mike Tyson, wheeling him out, trying to bring him there. Then they couldn't just leave it there. No, they go, we could 1 minute. They could 1 minute.
I'm next.
Yeah. All right. They couldn't just leave it there. They couldn't leave it there. They had to say we want to fight Mayweather, who's retired after the Andre Berto fight. Well, we're gonna fight the best pound for pound, knowing that the guy was no way. I'm gonna mute someone. Someone keep thinking tapping. No, I'm gonna mute someone. Right? They couldn't just leave it there and say, oh, this guy. They couldn't leave it there saying, no, we're better than thing. They said they want to beat us, so now we beat them at their game. All their stars have gone. Conor McGregor's gone AWOL. John Jones is in jail, or not in jail, is done for coke, and they haven't got no stars in there on their sport, none. So it's killed. So you can realize that if you take away, if you lose their #1 guy in their sport, it kills the sport. AJ is doing that in England. He's our #1 marquee guy. He's making money. He's generating it good for the country. You're not just gonna come in and beat AJ. It's just not gonna happen, right? If you are, you're gonna have to beat him in England. So Wilder's gonna have to take what they're giving him, or you're not gonna get the fight. Now, AJ has a commitment at this point to go around and be the ambassador for boxing because he is the world heavyweight champion. Like guys before, he doesn't have to. But if you're talking about what the UFC have been doing, you go around and go to different countries, you build your sport. Now, if you look at NBA, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, they used to go to Japan, Hawaii, the Philippines. They go around. That's why they market around, because you help build your sport and you help break into different markets. That's what boxing's done. And the markets are there because Ali and all them other guys before, they set that kind of blueprint, that foundation, and the markets are still there. That's why our sport, when you have a world heavyweight championship, you are the heavyweight champion of the world. No twisting about that. Go ahead, Beach. You jump in now.
Well, here's the thing, Here's the thing, right? Building, when you say building and the obligation, there's never an obligation to do that. And here's why, right? Like, if you take football over here, it doesn't need building. It's always going to be big, right? NFL in America at this stage, at least for the foreseeable future, is always going to be big. Boxing, like, you get different fluctuations. Like when Jim Watt beat Howard Davis and stuff, it was big over there for that time. But when that died off, then it dies back down. So that it's periodic with boxing because it doesn't have a league schedule. But football and stuff like that, it's just going to stay big. But other sports like snooker, they were big, and they still are big. But it's only the TV don't put it on terrestrial TV like they used to. They do world championships, so it don't really need building. I don't know. I'm not sure what you're getting at. That it needs building for what? For what? How big is it going to get? It's not going to get no bigger in America. It's not a priority. They're doing 90,000, 80,000 in England. If them guys want to get on the bandwagon, they can come over here and start fighting. There's no problem.
What you just said there, right? So with AJ doing 90,000, right? So AJ, right? The AJ is gonna announce. He's like when Nassim Hamid announcing he's going to America. So AJ announced that I'm going to America and I'm gonna go. Who's a big stadium? Dallas. I'm gonna be fighting my first fight in Dallas Stadium. And the UK fans that are going to fight. Now, you don't think some of that, half of that 90,000 not going to come over. So that's like 40,000 are going to come support AJ. And then
that's insane.
No, they will. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm not even saying, even if they do you realize that stadium sits like 100,000 people?
No, I'm just going to say.
Why would he do that? Why would he do that? And in Texas.
Umar. This is what I'm just going to say. Right, so they understand it seats that many. Now, for the UK fans, it's a holiday. They want to go support AJ, and they're gonna go support him. Right, this is what I'm trying to say to you. So he can go wherever AJ goes at this point, because the last guy did was Ricky Hatton, and he never sold as much as AJ. So now you got Ricky, you got Eddie Hearn, you have Anthony Joshua, and you have some American fighters are going to be on the card, and you have some UK guys on the big card, and you take it on the road like Vince McMahon. That's what you do. That's what Eddie Hearn's looking at. I can see he's trying to do that, but he's trying to test out the market in terms of building with the local fighters, right? Then he's going to start shifting AJ in there to take over the market and start building the boxes.
That's not going to happen, fam.
Whether it's not going to happen, Umar, right? Whether it's not going to happen, I'm just telling you that that's the model of when is the heavyweight champion.
Maybe that's a model. That might be his model. You might be correct, but that's a shitty model.
Listen.
And I'm trying to tell you why, bro. Because Americans hate everybody. That ain't gonna work.
Umar. I've done heard you already. Let me finish what I'm saying. I've done heard you already, right? I'm talking about in terms of where boxing is not big no more. So I'm trying to say this is the whole point. Which I say why boxing not big in America and why AJ can probably do crossover better than Vladimir. He's got a better personality, well, not too much, but more personality in that. With Eddie Hearn on Eddie Hearn behind him, they can do that. They can try it. But I'm not trying to say they trying to.
What you're not realizing, America has
one minute. He's already doing that already. That's why he's gone to America. He didn't just come over to America and for him to try. He's trying to do that. That's what he's trying to do. Now, whether it succeeds is another thing. He doesn't have to go into the markets. But the thing is, like we know already, as a UK, bro, isn't it great that guy from the UK can go over and conquer America, but even for a day or for 2 days, because England did lose the war of independence. Now I'm sure a lot of English people, they still remember that.
What the hell are you talking about, EJ?
Fucking conquer America conspiracy, bro. You think
it's deep, you know?
It's really that deep for them. They really think about the war of independence.
When you go out there, especially as a black British guy, as soon as you speak, they have a certain perception of you. And that's just can't do nothing about it. And
that's
a lot of Americans,
that's the fact,
right? They have a certain perception of us, like they're just not going to gravitate to it like that. It's just that.
But that's the whole point of changing the perception, and it starts. But whether it's not going to happen, the bottom line is we live in a day where things are changing rapidly, right? And Eddie, I don't know Eddie Hearn's thing, and I have to probably talk to him about on his model, but he's already said. I'm going to do it better than some of the American guys, and I'm going to take over the sport.
EJ, let me ask you a question, EJ, because I didn't really get a chance to talk. You think, like, this goes to B's point, what B said when he opens his mouth. You think and you said Texas, right? You said Dallas Stadium. You think the country bumpkin motherfuckers is going to be feeling AJ down there, really? And those Mexicans? You really think that?
They felt Pacquiao.
In your heart of heart.
One minute. They felt Pacquiao. He's not from America.
No, Pacquiao, no, they did not. Pacquiao did not say, you're making it seem like Pacquiao sold out that stadium. He didn't. He did not.
How much did he sell?
No, Pacquiao became big because he was beating the
Mexicans. No, but that
he was fighting exactly Mexicans, and there's fighting Mexicans.
But that's besides the point. He fought Claudia in that stadium and didn't sell shit, and they never went back.
Exactly. Thank you. They were giving away seats. You don't understand. You just don't get it, man.
No. I was saying to you that he's AJ a fact 90,000. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
In England, amongst his own people. You're talking when Eddie Hearn, bro. This should go to show you. When Eddie Hearn came over here and went to Long Island and Nassau Coliseum with local fighters, mind you, local fighters, he couldn't put 5,000 people in the fucking building.
I know that. But what I'm trying to say to you, Ricky Hatton, when he came over, every time he came over, at least 5,000, and
bro, he's fighting Floyd Mayweather, bro.
No, listen to what I'm saying to you, right? When he came over, at least 5 or 7,000 came supporting from Manchester. AJ has the fucking whole country. That's the whole country, bro. That's what I'm saying to you. The whole country is where I'm gonna come.
Okay, EJ. Then let's do this. What about we'll take a fight, like let's take the Wilder Ortiz fight. If that got held over there, do you think it gets draws more people than it did over here?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Okay, that's what I think.
Yeah.
I agree completely. That's just...
No. Of course it does.
Would that have been a pay-per-view fight over there?
Probably.
Yes, it would have been. They would have filled out the O2 with that.
I can see that.
AJ is stadium. AJ is stadium. He's box office. AJ is this. He's
well, see right there though. We just summed up how it is. Okay, right now the heavyweight champion of America, champion of America can draw more in the UK than he can in America. End of story. That's
Thank you. Stop with this. Oh, he's gonna come over here and conquer. No, he's not. Nobody's conquering shit. Because our own homegrown guy can't conquer shit. How the fuck you think an outsider's gonna come and do better than a homegrown guy?
It's like it's like a country that's already collapsed.
Look, I wasn't selling you on the American champion. I'm selling you on the European champion coming over.
No, I was just you helped me realize right then. I was like, that helps frame the context of where boxing.
I don't think EJ gets the depths of how much Americans hate fucking Europeans.
No, Umar.
I'm just keeping it real, bro. I'm keeping it all the way real, bro. Like you gotta understand this.
PMC.
Especially Brits.
EJ. So.
Especially British people, bro. Especially British people. Americans fucking... Bro, you don't get it, bro. You don't get it.
I heard you. I was talking about AJ. I was talking about AJ's potential. I wasn't really talking.
He doesn't have any. They're going to do him just like they did Lennox. They're going to start calling him Bro, I'm going to tell you. Look at what's going on YouTube right now. They're calling him the English muffin, a tea biscuit, a faggot. That's the same shit.
Umar, you're annoying me. You're talking too much. You're annoying me. I feel you keep talking. You're annoying me. Like I want to. Go ahead.
I'm annoying you because I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah, baby. Let me say something. You're annoying me, Umar. You're right annoying me because right now I'm trying to make a point. Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, let me just say something. I think I agree with EJ on this one. Let me tell you why. Because when Ricky came over here, he didn't have the entire country of England behind him. He did have one section of it.
He had Manchester.
Yeah, they came over here. Now, if you compare and contrast AJ popularity and Ricky Hatton's popularity, AJ's popularity is vast compared to Hatton. So if he were to come over here, he could probably bring more than just 5,000 people. He could probably get 10,000 to come over here. So 10 to 12,000. So I'm not saying he's gonna pack out.
AJ's more cross-cultural though. Like he's more cross-cultural with He's got a mixed race kid as well. He's crossed over. But to tell you the truth, Ricky Hatton was very popular though. Don't get it twisted.
I'm not saying that, but
here's what I'm saying. For a few thousand over when he was fighting Holyfield.
Yeah, he did. He did. But you see, AJ, this is what I'm saying. He's untapped yet of how many. This is what Eddie Hearn is doing. He's tapped into the UK American market, and he's trying to work out the logistics. Because remember, he's an accountant, right? And his dad, they're trying to work out the logistics. This is what I was trying to tell you. Trying to work out how much and when we come over, are we going to take? So he's trying to build the crowd and the anticipation. He's trying to build it in America, right? And that's what this is all I'm trying to say to you, because there's right now Donald, what's his name again? Don King, Bob Arum, they're on the last legs, man. All your great promoters have seen their last day. It's over, right? It's over. European, you got the Sowlins, they're young. Eddie Hearn's young. Who else you got here? You got some real stylish English, European flashy promoters coming over. And they're coming over to do some damage.
Yeah, you sound retarded, my friend.
Hey, you know what, Uma, I'm kicking you out, bro. I'm kicking you out. You're gone. Oh my nerve.
Here's the thing. Top rank and BBC still got the biggest market share when it comes to the United States boxing landscape. That's going to be pretty difficult for Eddie to overtake. But the good thing is he does have room to come in to expand his brand. As far as overtaking it, that's going to be a difficult task, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you got to look at this, right? You got to look at this, right? You got to look at your promoters, right? The promoter in the boxing, Tech Card, to Don King, to Bob Arum, and whoever's there, they're the ones who kind of dictate. They're the ones that dictate. Not Fat Dan is sitting there talking shit, and not some people from fucking YouTube, right? They're not the ones dictating. Yeah. Stop typing. I'm gonna have to mute you because you're making too much noise. Oh shit, I'll mute you. Don't worry. Right?
I'm just trying to find my mouse.
It's you, bitch. My bad. That was my bad. I thought it was me. Okay. All right. So what we're saying is that you got. Sorry, Dan, that wasn't you. Right. What we're doing is this. We're not saying that we got flashy promoters in America. Right. You ain't got it no more. You got flashy promoters in England. The only one you've got is Dana White and his UFC. Very good. Right. Very good. Very good. It's very smart. You need someone like that, a charismatic guy, to flagship the sport of what it is. That's what it is. This sport has always been built on these flagship type of guys. And then you have the athletes to come through. And there's a lot of athletes in there, Lomachenko and all them other guys. There is, right? But they haven't got that charismatic guy. Eddie Hearn's one of them. The Sowlins, they're not that too much charisma, but they're still there. They got the World Series of Boxing. No Americans and hardly any Americans in the tournaments, right? So what in Europe are doing, they're slowly starting to build a little dynasty over here. That's what we're trying to do. Build a little dynasty over there with the Sowlins and Eddie Hearn. They're both young and they're still coming, and they're looking to take portions of America. Like you guys, and look, you guys won't even care anyway. You'll sell it off anyway. You'll probably sell off like Madison Square Garden, and it'll be just full of like European promoters promoting American fighters in your country. That's what it looks like to me. That looks like the future. It's not, you're gonna be happy anyway. To be fair.
Right now, the future looks like American fighters going over there to make money. To be honest with you, if I was new to the sport, if I was new to the sport, I'd be tempted to think it's as a European sport, like soccer.
Yeah, but you're getting a real deal, as we know with what's his name again? That guy for Lee Selby, Michael Hunter. You're getting a real deal. You come over here, you're getting some referee, you get some dodgy shit, man. You get some Germany shit sometimes.
Oh man, I remember that. I remember when I was listening to that, I was like, where did these announcers come from? They were like suddenly went into like dickhead mode or something. I was like, whoa. Because usually the UK announcers, right, comparatively to our announcers, are more easy for me anyways. They're much easier to listen to. But that fight stood out, the Hunter, Selby, wasn't it, right?
Yeah.
He got the knockdown and stuff. But yeah, they were like 30 seconds into the first round, they were just shitting on the guy. Like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. Hey, if Umar starts talking shit in the comment, man, make sure you Dan and Charlie Brown, I made you money. I ejected Umar, right, because he was rude, calling people names unnecessarily, and his contribution to the debate was not welcome. Yeah, you used to sort your mouth out, put some soap in your mouth, and talk to people with respect. Coming on my hangout being disrespectful.
Soap in the mouth.
Rude.
I know what it is. I remember soap in the mouth, man. You did that when I was.
It's bloody out of order. Coming on people's hangout trying to be rude, and because he ain't got no love for the sport. I understand what he's saying. He's not going to be big because he's a football guy, and he don't care whatever is never going to be big. Fine. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's an attempt. There's a concession to attempt to help build the sport. And Eddie Hearn, if he did,
like I said, I think Hearn is looking at it as a sleeping giant.
If you look at them K1, right? K1 with the Klitschko's, right?
K1. Oh, okay. The promotional company.
K1 Promotions, right? They got Triple G, and they have no interest of building anything in America. None. They come over with Golovkin and whatever, and Lomachenko.
You don't want to get me started with what they had.
Eddie Hearn is consistently come over and trying to help build up matchroom sports in America. They've never had that before. Never had they've got a base in New York and trying to build that. And that's what
Lomachenko's a top-ranked fighter, EJ.
He's a top-ranked fighter?
Yeah.
Any from K1?
Yeah.
Any with K1?
Fuck no. He's a top-ranked fighter.
No, he's just got that. He's got that. Isn't that Klimas? Does that Klimas represent some K1 fighters?
Yeah. That's what it is. Why are you swearing for now? Anyway, what are you swearing for? I'm getting itchy. I'm getting itchy fingering now.
Man, slap yourself, EJ. I can't.
I'm getting itchy, man. My mind is.
Speaking of Lomachenko, that quote unquote record of his, which isn't even really his.
I still need to watch that. I still got to watch that. Man, I love it.
I do think though. I do like. I'm not sure. I reckon. I'm not saying you could turn it. I reckon if a white heavyweight champion with a knockout streak like Wilder's, perhaps, or maybe if he fought like Marciano, could maybe tip the balance a little. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe. This is the thing, right? With Fury, they wanted.
Yeah, I mean that's like the third rail, though. You know that always kind of works to a degree.
Yeah,
I mean, if you just look at population demographics, who watches what at what time, who buys what. And
of course, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, Pacquiao.
I think what Beats is talking about.
I mean, all you gotta do is look back to when Kelly Pavlik first popped up, knocked out Jermaine Taylor.
Yeah, he was popular. He was very popular.
He was very popular.
Pay-per-view. He was a pay-per-view fighter.
Yeah, he was. Hopkins. That's what Hopkins, and that's what I'm trying to say in England of what England and AJ are trying to maintain. They ain't trying to lose this shit right here. They ain't trying to lose this gravy train, and I can understand why. They ain't gonna salvage.
Yeah, that's why when people were saying, you know, oh, Eddie Hearn's trying to be the next Don King with heavyweights. I'm like, of course he is. Any boxing promoter, right, that was in Eddie Hearn's position right now with a champion with 3 of the belts, he's going to do the same thing. No, any boxing promoter ever would definitely play for monopoly.
Yeah, monopoly. That's what it is. Yeah. You're not going to get a shot at champion.
You want to be like King. Like you said about Don King. You want to be able to come in with the champion, and no matter who wins, you walk out with the champion. Yes, win, lose or draw. Exactly, Beats. Exactly.
Yeah. But this is the thing, right? In Japan, where Mike Tyson fought in Japan back in the 80s, whatever, their market is extremely expanded, and they have their fights in Japan, and most time they don't come out, right? But bruv, they don't care. They build big crowds and stuff like that, lower fights. But they're slowly starting to. Their fighters are slowly starting to get bigger. Like they're slowly to the middleweights and stuff like that. Asia, I won't be surprised in about 10 years. Asia.
Well, there's some pretty good money over there in some cases, isn't there?
But this is what I'm trying to say when Mike Tyson went over. Mike Tyson, right? They paid Mike Tyson crazy money to fight in the Tokyo Dome. Crazy money to fight in the Tokyo Dome.
And this is back when the fans, it was still the cultural thing that they were like quiet. It was like the polite thing to be quiet. You know what I mean? That was when they were quiet. That meant they were appreciating it.
So what we're talking about with AJ right now, we're talking about corporate sponsors, clean cut corporate sponsors. Like Vladimir done a good job of getting corporate sponsors. I think he had Hugo Boss and some of them. There was some good corporate sponsors, right? But what we're looking at, what's the biggest corporate sponsor out there? I think is it Nike? Is it Nike? And is it
Under Armour is pretty big. You know, Jordan. You got out there.
Yeah, but is it but I think still Coca-Cola.
Oh, of course. It's always going to be like food items and stuff like that. So yeah, Coke, things that are consumables.
Yeah. All right. So when boxing in general starts getting them, because remember again with the Mike Tyson era, he was getting all that corporate sponsors. After what happened, the sponsors started leaving, all the corporate sponsors. So when they start getting all the corporate sponsors in the sport, like remember you used to watch in the 80s.
Yeah, you know what I liked is they had Mike Tyson for Pepsi, and then they had Michael Carvajal for Diet Pepsi.
Yes,
so they had the light flyweight.
Stuff like that. And then you know the ring.
If only they had known what was to come, right?
Yeah. In the middle of the ring, you used to have Budweiser in the middle of the ring. When boxing starts,
the symbol in the middle of the ring, man. Yeah.
In boxing, what you have tequila, or was it not? What's the Mexican drink you have in the middle of the ring?
Corona.
Corona, all right.
Yeah, and Tecate. Yeah, either or. They're competitors, but Corona's a much better beer.
No, it's Corona girls versus Tecate girls. That's the competition now. Come on, man.
Corona's a good beer, man. Corona's a good beer.
Yeah. Well, you drank it. You drank it, yeah.
Corona.
Personally, I like Pacifico if I'm going to drink a Mexican beer. That's just me, though. So
listen. So what I'm saying is issue, right? So in terms of boxing with AJ and the way he's conducted, so he's starting to slowly get sponsors when he starts merchandise. So you see AJ on games, you see AJ on they have toys. I don't know if toys sell to kids these days. I don't know if kids buy toys. So I'll say like video games, right? Video games.
They do.
Okay, toys then, right? Toys, video games, clothing, where you slowly start bringing it back into the conscious mind of the heavyweight champion then we can start building like wrestling and stuff like that.
You know, I think you've hit on something. I got a question, guys. You may have hit on something that I can't believe I've never thought of, EJ. You know, I've said over and over for years that, you know, American boxing fans, they love shit talkers. Okay, you know, guys with foul mouths, as you put it, blah blah blah, right? And you're talking, and when you said the word corporate, this and that, it just really dawned on me. I'm like, oh my god, what we want from boxers is completely the antithesis of what any kind of corporate sponsor, for the most part, is going to want out of us. You know what I mean? Someone representing them.
Yeah, but it's the same, mate.
Hang on. I'm throwing it out there as a question because a thought that just occurred to me. Do you think that's got anything to do with what's gone on over here with boxing? Has it become a case of sort of, you know, it's marginalized itself from corporate sponsorship, and corporate sponsorship has become a big part of sports?
Yes, I think so. I think it came like with Ali and stuff like that. They did it, but it was tongue in cheek. So they said, you know, with the gorilla and all that stuff. Yeah, whatever, right? But with Mike Tyson, nicely, bro. In the morning, they showed Mike Tyson's fights. Bruno, when they start getting in, Mike Tyson start getting in trouble. You heard already when I talked to Steve Locke. So all the corporate sponsors started to leave Mike Tyson.
Yeah, that was
when they did that. You're talking about right in the 80s, massive because of Ali and all that, right? And then you're talking about by the late 80s. Or coming into the 90s, the sponsors started to leave the game.
Well, the thing was, Tyson. I think Tyson was the first one to get. He was making more off of his before he got, you know.
So when you're talking about 95,
those things, than he was off his purses.
Yeah. So when you talk about 94, 93, all that time, leaving it. Then Mike Tyson has the big fight in 96 with Evander Holyfield. Bro, I can't. With the sponsors there, they started to leave, even though people watch. So what they did now, you're on pay-per-view. It was on pay-per-view anyway, but when all the corporate sponsors start leaving it, they're the ones who sponsor the NBA. They're the ones who want the NBA. They moved to the NBA. They moved to all the other football sports, and they're the ones. If you look at Gatorade in American football, they're the ones who win. So now, what I'm trying to say to you, when you have a clean-cut AJ, right, and they start getting the corporate sport, that's when everyone starts making that money again, because through the corporate sponsorships. This is where it comes in when the money starts coming in, because that's when you start making good.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and a lot of sports fans in America, and again, I'm not saying this is right or wrong. It's just the reality. Are turned off by quote unquote corporate images or corporate athletes.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, Tyson Fury ain't corporate, and he ain't gonna sell nothing. But AJ can, and Eddie Hearn will market. Eddie Hearn's done a great job of making sure Andy Joshua is getting that thing now. Whether
AJ could break the mold. He's good enough.
Yeah, and that can Wilder break that mold? Can Wilder start breaking into that corporate sponsors?
Well, no, that's the thing. That's the thing.
He will need Wilder to conquer America. He will need Wilder.
Yeah, he will need Wilder because you need a bad guy to conquer. But in terms of like having the face of boxing, AJ looks like he looks like he's on course, right? To be the face of boxing. Is because the clips of Canelo Alvarez, why the door's wide open for AJ to take over, and Eddie Hearn must be looking at to seize that. But they need a fighter to make the people come to watch that they can.
Will American boxing fans eventually warm to a heavyweight champion with a corporate image, quote unquote? Again, I'm not saying that's fair. I'm not saying that's fair.
It depends what the fights are like. It depends. Listen, if AJ and Wilder fight and it's like nipping top to the 12th and something gets knocked out in the 12th, then you can be as corporate as you want. Look, if you put that in the ring, you'll do it. But that's what
good point. Yeah,
it's always fun to action on the ring, man. To be honest with you.
One second.
It's be corporate as fuck outside, and that's
you're right. The template for that beats is the Vlad AJ. They're both very corporate guys, and that fight was fantastic. So
Vlad only became popular in that last fight because it was a really.
But after the fact, it was a great fight, and that made up for all the corporate anything that anyone might have had to say about it.
That's right.
He garnered. I'll tell you what he did, right, which is really good. He garnered a lot of respect for the heavyweight champion, and kind of helped easy for AJ to get to where he is, because and Lennox Lewis done a good job as well, because they brought the respect back. They brought the respect back to the sport.
Yeah.
And
it beats if you're saying that, you know, for instance, if we had Mike Tyson but with AJ's corporate image, knocking everything out like Mike Tyson did, right, in his prime. Yeah. That would go. That would probably get over. I agree.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's all I was trying to say at the point. And Eddie Hearn, with Eddie Hearn's corporate all day. Come on, when I say Eddie Hearn, I go to the press conference and me and Charlie talked about it, right? They want everyone looking a certain way, and then what they have, there's 2 media lists. All right, unfortunately, me and Charlie are not on it. I don't care to admit that right now. And I was on the A list before, but what reason I got kicked off the A list is because I was inviting other people, and the people I invited kind of.
You know what Eddie's secret
I got a suit now, though, EJ.
Yeah, no, but you see, no way, because me and Charlie.
I'm going to tell you Eddie's secret with American people, at least. With American people, here's his secret for wearing the suit, but managing to not come off as overly corporate. It's the beer. Because in real corporate America, you don't get away with that unless you're the boss of bosses.
Yeah, but in England,
right? So I'm just letting you know, it's psychological. Psychological. Yeah, you know,
you don't wear bow ties. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying before about like in the corporate world and shit like that.
Got that loose corporate look.
You got people that were born into wealth. And then you got the people that obviously became educated, and then you got the people that came from nothing, that became millionaires too. You got the working class ones that made it. You know what I mean? So that's what for Eddie. 1 second, Mr. Duck. Sorry, Eddie's lucky in a sense that he's kind of like that. He tries to appeal to that market because that's how his market. That's how his dad's company got started. That's how Matchroom got started. What started off darts and snooker. And those are pub games. Yeah.
Very hurt.
That's what I'm saying. So
it was the snooker first, wasn't it? It was the snooker.
Yeah, it was snooker.
Yeah, snooker done it first, didn't it?
Yeah, snooker and then darts. But you see, they're corporate. You see what I'm saying? He took that from BBC One, and his dad. You see his dad also with the polo tie, looks smart. And then Eubank, when he mixed with Barry Hearn, then obviously they wear something. That's what Eubank kind of helped. I know that Eubank was on that anyway, but he loved the good icon. That's what
it was a natural fit in a way, though. If you think about it.
Yes, it was. I'm not gonna lie. And then now AJ is learning from Eddie in terms of the financial aspect and how to do certain things. They're learning from each other. Now the country in itself is learning from because the revenue that AJ is generating is good for the country, bro. And this is what Eddie is not easily gonna sacrifice to anyone after all the stuff they've worked for to get to that point. They're not gonna do it. I'm
again. What some promoter would? Sorry, go ahead, please.
I look at it like our black fighters out here, like Yard, Boatsy, Akoli, and stuff. I don't know how far they're gonna go, but you can see they're already learning from AJ. Like, okay, we need to be corporate too. Like, they're not overly cursing. They're not going too crazy. They're not doing nothing Bronerish. Because they want to cash in. Because it's a short career, man.
There you go. Thank you, Beats.
And they want to have a sustainable career after that.
Yeah. You see what? I'm echoing somewhere. Someone's giving me some echo.
See, Mike Tyson kind of, sorry about that, EJ. Mike Tyson kind of messed up boxing, man, with his antics. It wasn't just the him going to jail. Also, the road rage and stuff after that. After the bite in the ears.
When I talked to Steve Locke, right? Steve Locke said, I couldn't believe it. Can you imagine how much millions he was making? And he didn't have to say too much. And that's what they're trying to do with Golovkin. If you notice, they're trying to do the same thing with Golovkin, right? Tom Loeffler. But they're not really good with it because in terms of Golovkin, he's saying, but in terms of opponents and what he's doing, he's not really working. But with AJ, Olympic gold medalist, born in England, the way he's lively, he bought Stormzy, he's quite exciting, he's good looking, he's much more, women are much more attracted to AJ, it's a big sixer thing than Golovkin, right? So you have the perfect image. Now, boxing, that's what I say, boxing in terms of them little corporate Lomachenkos, them Golovkins, them Chris Eubank Jr., it's pretty good, he's pretty good. He's a villain, but he don't save no, but he don't swear. And like you said with Andy Yard, these are the guys there that corporates can look at them and say, you know what? I can have them on adverts. I can put them on TV, and they can inspire the next young generation. And this is what I'm trying to say to you about where boxing needs to go. James Toney was good. and he has great, but his mouth was foul, man. His mouth was foul.
That was what kept his profile what it was at the time.
Yeah, you're right. And he was American loud.
Oh, over here. I'm saying.
The thing is, Joe Calzaghe, when he beat up Jeff at Lacey was on that same big mouth, foul mouth shit, and he got it nicely, bro. And nothing as well. Kevin Johnson, when he was talking, man, he called AJ the Tin Man. He called him
He called him the Tin Man?
Yeah, he called him the Tin Man. I'm gonna come to oil you up. I'm gonna oil you up, your rust. I'm gonna oil up you rusty old Tin Man. He was putting it on him. And AJ just sat there and lapped it all up and then gave him that work, knocked out his tooth. Eddie Hearn loved that day. I was there in the building. I was there. I saw Eddie Hearn saw the dollar signs that day. He didn't realize what he saw. He saw the dollar signs, man. He said, "Look, listen, that's it." At that time, Kell Brook was the #1 guy, and #2 was Luke Campbell. They both got brushed aside. AJ is the #1 guy, and they've gone full steam ahead since then. And this is where we are. The AJ and Eddie Hearn steamroll is in full effect, like Matt Mann and Hulk Hogan, and they're crushing everything. Corporate sponsors. When it's all said and done, AJ and Eddie Hearn are going to put boxing in a better place than it was before. And where was it before?
Okay.
I believe that, seriously. I honestly do. But anyway, this hangout's gone long enough. Umar, you deserve to get kicked out. Your mouth's too foul. All right, and I'll do you again if you talk shit again. All right, and not to disrespect anyone. Beats, thanks for coming over. Always welcome, Charlie Brown. Dan the man, you are the man. Mr. Doc, yeah, boy. Anytime you want some help, get me medical help, you go to Mr. Doc. Mr. Nauta, all the little guys, everyone big up Mr. Nauta. And big up PMC. Big up, who else came over? Who else am I missing out? Mr. Natty Turner, the Burt Sugar of this YouTube shit. Who else am I missing out? I think that's, oh yeah, it's Low Place, no place like Low Place. It's been a great hangout. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hey, the guys I've mentioned, make sure you go sub to their channels. Give me the thumbs up on this. Give me the thumbs up on the video. I'm sure you've been entertained. Trust me, like Robbie Williams, we entertain you. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.